on the logo, and then just make sure that you're seeing the map. Yeah, I must have left my phone in the car or at the school. That's awesome. Nope. Different videos. Sweet. We're gonna do this. Leave it up for a minute. I want to see if.
Why just plan to graduate when you can graduate with a plan? Here at Proctor High School, we know there's more than one track to graduation, and we want to provide opportunities for every student to grow and succeed. As high school students, we crave real-world, authentic experiences. And when we are interested in what we're learning, we feel more empowered to build the skills we need for what comes next. There's a transformation happening inside Proctor High School that is making way for a new approach to how we think about and plan our academic career. It's called Proctor Pathways, and it's just the ticket to exploring and aligning our interests with future career and education opportunities. A pathway is a series of courses we can take to be more prepared for further study, training, or work opportunities within a specific career field. It gives us the opportunity to job shadow, learn from guest speakers, and work with real companies on real projects while fulfilling graduation requirements. By partnering with local organizations, these 4 Proctor Pathways are tightly linked to in-demand local and national careers. Health Sciences and Human Services. Grow your desire in making a positive impact on the future health and well-being of our diverse and complex society. Arts, Global Communication, and Information Systems. Foster your creativity, innovation, and expression while exploring different ways to apply those well-rounded skills in life after high school. Design, engineering, and manufacturing technologies. Feel empowered to step into the role of an engineer, adopt a problem-solving mindset, and make the leap from dreamer to doer. Business, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Explore the varying types of business while gaining communication and marketing skills to thrive in today's business world. The idea is for students to be future-focused. Think about what careers might interest them, then find which pathway and classes they could take to build skills around their interests. Pathways is not about locking students into a single track. It's opening our minds to all the possibilities. Deeply explore a topic in one pathway, or expose yourself to different courses in multiple pathways. Whatever your goal for after high school, Proctor Pathways is here to help students train for tomorrow and find the right track toward a successful future.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Proctor Turf Facility, the Proctor Indoor as we call it, for tonight's wrestling matchup. First featuring the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, the Deer River Warriors first up against our Proctor Rails. I'm going to turn it over to Tanner Hall right now, and then after these JV matches, we'll get a proper welcome in and our sponsors, so go ahead.
That's good. Thanks, Ted. Right off the bat here, quick whistle. We've got Landon McCoe for Proctor Hermantown wrestling Wyatt Gullickson at some 106 JV action. Both wrestlers fighting for some control here. Looks like it could be a big move. And still no points awarded. We kind of call this a scramble when both wrestlers are working for position. We've got two young wrestlers here, so you see a lot of this. There's a 2-point takedown. But we've seen Landon a couple times now, and he's proving to be show some talent for a first-year wrestler. Don't know much about Wyatt Gullickson, but he puts Landon in some trouble here. That's a tough position to be in, but he's fighting pretty well, and there he gets Gullickson gets the pin. Start off the match. So yep, 6. Oh, and this is JV, so no team score. Yep. So our next JV match of the evening, we've got Zach Wunder for Proctor Hermantown and Peter Tudno.
Next match, Deer River, Peter Tudno. Proctor Hermantown, Zach Wunder.
Well, again, nice takedown there by Deer River. Puts Zach to his back. It gets a quick pin there.
Super quick.
So total about a minute and a half, 2 JV matches, and that happens often. Sometimes they can go on forever. They end real quick.
All right, well, let's do this quick. Let's get first off an apology to our watchers as we're having some technical difficulties, but also a welcome into the Proctor faithful and those from Deer River that are watching. We really appreciate the fact that we're able to bring you this media here, this medium of being able to watch your, whether it's your son, your grandson, nephew, godson, whatever it is, family member here doing wrestling as we are on our COVID. I want to thank our sponsors that make this all possible. Let's start off with, let's go with the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club, Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Widows Trailer Sales in Esco, might want to get that in the right order. Yeah. Stream Dudes, also want to thank them, Great Lakes Office Solutions, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations in Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Burnsville, and Edina, Lensmart Mortgage, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, and Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor. Thank you for all of those sponsors that allow us to have the equipment and the ability to bring this. And big thank you to Tanner. Tanner, thank you for being here.
Hey, no problem. My pleasure. Again, where else would you be on a frigid night like this, but on some artificial turf watching some wrestling? So we're just getting started here. Proctor Hermantown is open at the first couple weights varsity-wise. Our 106-pounder varsity guy is injured, so looks like we're just doing a couple of forfeits till we get up to 126, where we'll have Robert Laxo and I believe Matthias Parks. But we'll see for sure. That's what it shows on the roster, but that does not always, with the names on the roster does not always mean that that's who's going to step out on the mat here. But looks like they're gonna bump Robert up here to get Ty Gullickson, which would probably be the better matchup for both wrestlers. So this should be quite a test for Robert, who's having a great season really in his junior year, his fourth year of wrestling for us. Nice block there. But Gullickson, a pretty accomplished wrestler in his own right, so this should be a pretty good matchup.
Ty Gullickson?
Ty Gullickson.
No,
There's a couple of Gullicksons on the roster. We just saw Wyatt. I don't know if that's a younger brother or some relation, but so after a quick single attempt by Robert off the mat, and they'll reset here. So my guess is that they bumped Robert up a weight class to, and that's often they do that, especially with sometimes a lot of matchups that come along with the coaching, and you always want to get the best matches. You want to see good games, and you want to get the best matchups here. So giving two quality wrestlers a chance to square up against each other and get some good competition in. Seem pretty evenly matched right here. Gullickson looks like he's maybe working in for an underhook, try some type of throw, maybe a bigger move. Robert, as usual, is working on his bread and butter, setting up some kind of takedown. He's got a bunch to snap down there. Those long arms, able to snare one of Robert's legs. Again, he's not going down easily. Oh, nice way to fight that off, guys. They're going to end up in a stalemate. That's well, Robert could have been in some big trouble there, but able to fight it off. Both guys, yeah, this should be a fun match. Short time left. See if Robert can get a takedown here. Very similar position that we just saw, but reversed here. Oh. And no points scored, so in the first period 0-0. So to the uninitiated, that might seem kind of boring, 0 points scored, but if you know...
that's only when we're watching soccer. I'm just kidding.
But if you know, that was a lot of defense. That was a lot. Those were two good wrestlers working on offensive moves, and two good wrestlers putting up some really good defense there, some nice scrambles. So from my perspective, that was an entertaining first period.
And that's why you're here, because the rest of us would have been like, oh, cool, neat.
And there Gullickson gets a nice takedown there.
I have to tell you, in our first two broadcasts, I've learned so much from you about wrestling and the ideas that go behind it. So I appreciate the fact of how, as a teacher, you're teaching even here. Well, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do my best, and hopefully I'm not. It's not one of those things where I'm giving you all the wrong information, but
more than likely. But we'll see.
Yeah, I would assume. Can people type in comments here?
They could. No, they can't.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Well, no, that's not even it. We had an issue not too long ago where we had somebody type in something wrong the other night.
I see.
And due to that and not having the people to watch what's being said in the chat to get rid of people and stuff, we just can't do it. It was a very, very bad remark. So. And
that's too bad. That's an unfortunate situation where it had to be like that. But nonetheless, so you're stuck with us too, and keep your comments to yourself. Shout them out at the computer, the TV, whatever your device you're watching on.
What weight are we at?
We're at 132, actually.
I should really change that because people probably think we are out of our brains here.
So we took up the couple of quick forfeits for Deer River here, and again, not a whole lot of offense, but again, two wrestlers. Gullickson looking for the turn, and Robert doing his best to get a reversal switch. He's come close a couple times, but. With a short time left here, we'll see if Robert can maybe make something happen right at the end. Quick. So Robert looked like he could have been in trouble there at the end, and that's he's got a Going to take a 2-point hole into the third and final period, and as we mentioned before, wrestlers often choose down. Robert chose down for his chance. Could not manage to get away. Looks like, and again, wrestlers do that sometimes. You can opt to, even if your opponent picks down, you can opt to give them the free point, and rather than expend any energy trying to turn them, just work for the takedown here, which is Robert went right to it, and there he does. He gets the quick takedown. So there you go. It paid off. Sometimes the strategy doesn't. So if you're really good at takedowns, you can kind of play this game, and eventually you're going to catch up, because a takedown is worth 2 and an escape is worth 1. But again, you got to keep moving here, and Robert's got the engine to do that. No points yet here. And it is 2 quick takedowns. So after 2 periods of not much happening, we see a flurry of activity here in the third period. Makes it 4-4. So we'll see what Robert can do. Again, so he's going to continue to play the game. He's going to let him go back down by 1. But here, really quick takedown, boom, and now Robert takes the lead. Okay, a little interesting there. I might have tried to keep him down a little bit more, but with that escape, they're going to tie it back up at 6. So it looks like Robert is going to try and use his speed, push the pace here a little bit at the end, and look for at least one more takedown here.
So what are we doing here? Just giving him a minute?
Looks like must have been maybe, for recording purposes, statistics and things, everything is run through a program called, oh boy, it escapes me now, but so they're running that on the computer.
That's a really cool name, escapes me now?
Yeah, well, it actually kind of works for wrestling, but that's not what it's called. And sometimes they have to stop that, and there might have been an issue with the technology on their end instead of ours. But looks like we're going to end up in overtime. I think this will be our first overtime match. Ooh, real quick. Oh, another couple seconds, that might have ended differently. So we end with there can't be a tie. So now you start immediately. You go back to one more period, a 1-minute period here, and this is sudden death. First one to score.
So
wins.
First point wins.
First point wins here.
So if Robert gets a takedown or the other gentleman gets a takedown. Yep. So all he's got to do is get behind him.
That's true. At this point, maintain establish control. Now, if we end this minute period in tie 2, we have a couple more overtimes. Oh, and that's going to do it.
So,
boy, I tell you, that was a great match. That was a hard-fought match, Robert. It sucks to lose any time. It's painful, but Robert put in the work and then just got caught there right at the end. His technique backfired on him a little bit. Looks like he's pretty upset, and understandably so. But that was a great match. So it was fun to watch. Looks like up next we'll go to 138, where Proctor Hermantown will have Gabe Castleman and.
At 138,
what? I don't. What? Ask him what? I got to get this.
He said earlier where it seemed like he said you can if you want to. Like he needs
Can
to
what?
work the camera, but he needs to work it.
Well, yeah, we don't have a. Hold on.
For Miles Thompson, I believe, for Deer River. Gabe Castleman with the quick takedown. 10 seconds in. Looking for a turn. This has become one of Gabe's go-to moves here. The last couple times we've seen him get some near-fall points here. Gets his near-fall points and goes right back to it. This looks pretty tight. Gabe looking for the pin. Going to try and end this quick, and he does. Well, Gabe comes out with some fire here. Quick pin. 35 seconds in. Ends the match. Nice job, Gabe. Takes us to our next wrestler. We're at 145. So 145 for Proctor Hermantown is Zach McPhee.
At 145, Zach McPhee.
No, yeah, because I just told him that I would try to get over there.
Looks like Zach's going to get a forfeit here.
I will get over there until at least maybe
152, Colin Hart.
So yeah.
So they did a little shifting around. Colin Hart, who was at 45, bumps up, takes the forfeit at 152.
At 160, Deer Rivers, Anna Francisco.
Sorry about that. I wish they could use that was.
So at 160, Deer River will receive a forfeit as well. One of the few female wrestlers in the area. I've watched Deanna from the time she was little, about the last 7 or 8 years. And boy, I tell you, she's don't be fooled. She is one tough wrestler, and anybody who might have come out for Proctor Hermantown would have had a handful wrestling her. She's good.
What do we have for a score? 12 to what? I can't see what he's. Coach is right in front of the board. 30-something.
45 now, I think, with this forfeit.
At 182 for Deer Rivers, Gus Thompson, and for Proctor Hermantown United Wrestlers.
All right, who do we have?
All right, so we finally have another match. We've got for Proctor Hermantown, we've got Quinn Schnabel, and I believe, if I heard correct, for Deer River, we've got Austin Munt.
And who did you say for them?
Actually, I think maybe Gus Thompson. Curtis. He is not. Oh, Gus. Okay. Curtis Thompson, nicknamed Gus.
All right, so
it's
it's
not-
not him as Gus Thompson.
Yep, on the program says Gus Thompson, but Curtis. That was a nice, little unorthodox takedown there, but certainly works. And quickly looking for a turn here. He's got the half in. And turns clean, and a quick pin there. I'm pretty sure Proctor Hermantown, we've got a couple of injuries tonight, so that is, I think, going to be it for actual matches. Deer River is going to have a couple more forfeits.
Tell me those scores, if because I can't see coaches in the way. 58 there.
I believe 220, so there'll be one more for heavyweight. Well, actually not heavyweight. What are we at? 90? We're at 220 here?
And at 285, will be a double forfeit.
So heavyweight will be a double forfeit. So final score, team score, Proctor Hermantown 12, Deer River 63.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, a bit of a pretty quick match to start the evening. I know we've got a couple, actually both our captains are out with some injuries right now. And a couple quick pins, a lot of forfeits, and there you go. Sometimes those matches can end quickly.
And run right through them.
Yep.
So again, we want to make sure that we thank you, Tanner. But most of all, honestly, I know we thank our sponsors and our student workers a lot, but, you know, I want to make sure that we thank those who tune in because, you know, I remember a year and a half from now, probably about a year ago, where we were really striving to get that 1,000 people so that we could, if we needed to stream from an iPad or a phone or whatever else, we were able to do so. So, you know, it's to a huge thank you to all those fans who have tuned in. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to everyone who's ever helped with this program, you know, during the time of what we like to call COVID. Or the vid, you know, this is more important now more than ever. With the fact that people are, you know, normally, I mean, I know that wrestling doesn't get a lot of fans, but, you know, this is being able to give those families, like I said, in Deer River, like the lady sitting next to us here from Deer River, you know, asking to make sure it's on there. Because somebody back in Deer River or somewhere around the world that's family was watching the wrestling match.
You know, that's interesting that you say that because I just recently, it's only the third one I've done, and But at school, I had a couple teachers who have no connection to wrestling, other than that, they might know some students. They said, "Hey, caught you on the broadcast. Really cool." I had a former wrestler who was he's in the military now, stationed in North Carolina. He texted me the other day. Said,
Is that
"Hey,
Luke?
Luke Irons, yeah,
Mr. Irons,
Mr.
the man,
Irons.
the myth, the legend.
Indeed. So if you're listening out there, Luke, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for listening. But he gave me a little shout out. Say, hey, heard you on the radio. So it's not just people local, but yeah,
It's worldwide.
You really can, and it's amazing what we can do. And thank you to yourself, Ted, who's done a lot of work to put all this together and really organize it. But yeah, it's a cool thing. It's great, and I don't know. I don't. A lot of people are broadcasting things, but I don't think anything quite like this. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about, if you saw the story on Fox 21 talking about our program, and one of the big things that they emphasized was the fact that not only are we doing varsity games right now, and all home varsity games, but we're also doing JV. There may not be any color commentary, but it's at least being broadcast. People are being able to see it, and the bigger point of it is that it's free. And that's not a knock on anybody in the area that's having to use Barnview or I forget what the name of the company is, but it's just a matter of trying to have something during this time where money is tight and things like that.
Sure.
Maybe that family can't afford the $18 to watch every time, or the $70 to watch for a season. Maybe that's got to go into the kitchen. So we're really lucky to have the administrative backing in the school. We're lucky to have the sponsors like Reed and Irving and others that helped us from day one 5 years ago to be able to be where we are now, being able to do this. So, and then being able to, like you say, this is only your third, but I'm hoping it's going to be more than that, because you do a great job at it, and it also keeps you connected to something that you love.
Yeah. I mean, with deciding not to coach this year, I mean, I got to this. They have 6 home meets, and I got to come to all of them and help out. So this is it's a great way to stay connected, especially with that distance learning part. And I mean, it's you build some relationships with these kids in and out of the classroom, and it's nice to be able to continue that.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody that's at home watching. Matter of fact, I'm just going to kind of pull this up, see how many. We got 30 people watching, 31 people. So thank you again to all those who are joining us. Going to thank our sponsors again. We want to make sure that we thank the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Woodis Trailer Sales, ESCO, the Stream Dudes, the Rob and Barb Scheller Charitable Foundation, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and our two newest and greatest is
What's that?
Where can my kids find this?
We'll go to railstv.net.
Our two newest and greatest, we have Troy Service Center. You can see their logo up right now here in Main Street, Proctor, and then also LendSmart Mortgage. So thank you to our sponsors for being here.
railstv.net.
We appreciate it, and more than you know.
Sorry, was I talking when you were talking?
Yeah, but they can still hear you. It's okay.
We got somebody, we got a fan wanting to know where to find us at on TV, so that's cool that we can help them do that. And it's funny that I say TV, because most people, you think you're watching it on your phone, you're watching it on your tablet, but because of smartphone or smart TVs and everything now, people are actually watching these events on their TVs.
Yeah.
Or streaming from their phone or tablet to the TV, and it works out very cool. We are fortunate enough to be able to broadcast in a high enough definition where you can actually get a good view. I just realized, though, do you have it up on your phone?
I do.
I just realized that the scoreboard is being cut off, I think. Or is that just because I'm on the page? Oh, it's just because I'm on the page.
No, it looks like you're good.
It's all good. But I should probably take that down anyway, because we're going to have 2 totally different teams that are going to be wrestling here.
So, next up, again, taking a break. There's sort of a required amount of time you have to wait in between matches here. So next up we'll have...
Welcome, COVID.
Right. Well, and not just the COVID, but in general, there's also some time restraints on... there's a 45-minute limit between matches. You can't
I still blame COVID.
Well, we might as well. Why not? It's an easy target. But next up, we'll have Grand Rapids, the Thunderhawks, who are kind of a perennial powerhouse wrestling-wise up here, and they'll take on Deer River, who boy, those two are just right down the road from each other. I think they probably see a lot of each other. And again, don't let the size fool you. Deer River's a single A school, but they have produced some quality wrestlers over the last 7-8 years that I've been around and coaching and watching them. And actually, they've lost quite a bit the last year or two. Last year, they lost a number of state qualifier seniors, but it looks like they're pretty much reloaded and almost full again. So it should be a pretty good matchup. We'll see some good wrestling here.
Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up our broadcast schedule, let folks know what we have on tap for the rest of this week, and then going into next week. So right now, we of course today we have wrestling. We also have hockey this evening. The Mirage, the Proctor Hermantown Mirage, facing off against another Grand Rapids team that traveled over to the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. Next week, Monday, we have boys basketball against Denfeld. Tuesday, we will have a doubleheader again. We've got girls basketball versus Moose Lake at the rail yard at the high school. And then we have boys hockey versus Cloquet at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center on Thursday. We will have swimming. Oh, we have swimming this Saturday also. Forgot about that. We added that to the schedule, and I just haven't put it on our broadcast schedule. And then that's it for that. And then we take a 7-day break.
7 day? What are you going to do with all that time?
Man, I have no idea, but I'll figure out something. It's been a long time since I've had 7 days where I could go home and hang out with the family.
You better plan something, or they'll fill it for you at school. They'll find something for you to do.
Hold on, let me check just check my calendar on that one. Then we come back on the 25th with a doubleheader, girls basketball versus Hermantown at the rail yard, and the rails hockey versus Marshall at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. Then that following week, we got a busy one Monday with the Mirage and Cloquet hockey.
Rematch from last year's section final.
Absolutely.
So fun. I know the girls have been talking about that one. They've had it circled on the calendar for a while.
Yeah, and I know that's a battle in your house.
It is, yeah. My wife was a coach for Cloquet. She teaches there as well, so it's a bit of, she doesn't understand wrestling. I don't understand hockey. She's also a Vikings fan, so it's a weird mix.
We'll slow down.
I know.
Slow down.
I'm a Packers guy. But,
and there's medication for that. I promise. It just hasn't gotten to you yet.
So it does, it does get a little tense, but I bleed green, Packer green, and Proctor green as well. So I guess the Mirage is Hermantown and Proctor as well.
They are green in them, though.
That's true. That's right.
All right, and then on after that, on that Tuesday, we'll have girls basketball versus Cloquet at the rail yard, along with boys hockey versus Greenway at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. March 4th, we've got basketball versus Marshall. That's the girls. The 9th of March, we have girls hockey versus, as in the Mirage, versus Hibbing. The 11th of March, we have the rails hockey versus Evelyn Gilbert. The 13th, we'll have girls basketball versus the Greyhounds from Duluth East. The 15th of March, girls basketball versus Esco Eskimos. And on the 18th of March, we have boys hockey versus Denfeld. And that will round out an 84 broadcast, 2-month, 4-day.
84?
84 broadcasts in 2.5 months. Now, I will tell you that when I say that, it's because we're doing JV and varsity.
Okay,
so it's technically 42, but because we're there for double the time, it's still doing double the broadcasts, and it's 84 broadcasts from the 14th of January to the 18th of March.
I got to tell you, I mean, just look at the schedule. I mean, it's a game every couple days, if not more. And
Yep.
I didn't realize. I was seeing, you see wrestling on there, you see swimming. These are sports that don't always get a lot of press. And I mean, that you could tune in and watch a high school swim meet online. That's pretty cool. And whether you're a swimming fan or not, it's just it's awesome. I think that it's not, hockey's big up here, but everybody gets a fair shake here.
Absolutely,
it's mixed up well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we had theater and our choir concerts and things going we'd have that going also, because we believe in that equity piece. All of our students are just as important as the other, no matter they're doing knowledgeable or they're doing high mileage car or whatever it is. You know, we try to make sure that we get a taste of everything out there for people, because, you know, everybody deserves it.
Well, and, you know, in a school the size of Proctor, we're not too small, but we're not too big, and you get kids who are involved in multiple things. You know, you might play a sport, you might make some time to join the theater, do something, to do other things as well. So
absolutely. And, you know, folks, thanks for listening to us banter a little bit, but, you know, we just want to make sure that, we don't want you to listen to, you know, 25 minutes worth of dead air.
Yep.
But more importantly, tell the story a little bit. Talk about what it is, and in hopes that, you know, that going forward, maybe we can get the other schools in our area to start to do some things like this, so that when you have to travel or whatever and you're not able to, or if you're a parent and you have to work, you can go back and watch it, or you can watch it live, or however, because these broadcasts will be up here until YouTube dies, which, by the way, I checked my calendar, never.
Probably after the world ends, along with the cockroaches.
I think they'll live through the apocalypse at least for a couple hours, till that last computer has its battery back up. So,
well, we're going to watch stupid cat videos. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Oh, speaking of cat videos, did you see that lawyer video from that Zoom meeting the other day?
Nope.
I must have watched it. Oh, it's so real. I must have watched it 100 times. He got stuck, and folks, if you haven't heard this,
this is not a setup.
This is not a setup. This is so real. This lawyer somehow got a cat filter.
Okay.
Like an Instagram, right?
Oh, okay.
Locked in place. And the judge is talking to him, and he can't figure out how to get rid of it. And his eyes are moving with the cat, and the voice, and the lips, and it is absolutely. He's like, I'm here live in person, and I'm not a cat. The judge is like, I think it's a filter. You need to take the filter off. And the guy's going, yes, I know. I've got my assistant here trying to help me because I can't figure it out. It's just absolutely. Here, let me. We won't be able to hear it, but.
Well, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, it just it happens, and
not Leroy. Zoom.
But again, as Ted searches for that, I'm sure we've all been in a Zoom meeting or two where you've seen things you can't unsee. So it's this one right here, and again, we won't be able to see it. But so the judge, it's the 394th District Court recording this hearing with live stream is prohibited. But somebody did that for this, and this guy, I mean, honestly, his eyes are moving, the mouth is moving, and it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, it is like. My broadcast class and I on Wednesday, we must have watched it 10 times, and we laughed just as hard every time because it was that funny. You know, if you want to, because we're away from people, I've been told by Woody we can take our mask off so that people can hear us better. All right.
So we got 33 people with us. Thank you very much. Again, if you like what you see, if you're a Proctor faithful or just a visitor from Grand Rapids or Deer River, we want to thank you. You're just as important. We appreciate having you here. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help us out, because as we get to levels of subscribers, of course, they open different things for us. Just know that we will never monetize our page, so that's the one that you don't ever have to worry about. We'll always make sure that our product is able to come to you free of charge. That is why we've built the program that we have, because we don't want folks, we don't want grandma and grandpa and aunt and uncles being charged for it, or having to go to this site, to that site, to this site to sign up to join this, to do that. So go ahead and hit that like or that subscribe button. We'd love to have you around. There we got a second like out of that. So we'd love to have you here. Thank you for being here, and you know, should be a good matchup. Grand Rapids, you're right, has numbers.
Yeah, and they, like I said, a traditional powerhouse. I mean, long before I was here, and they continue that tradition. They're not every year do they make it to the state tournament as from a team perspective, but I mean, they always send individuals, and they're certainly in the mix. If it's not them, it's they're fighting for it.
That's crazy. So for the folks that haven't been here before, that might be watching, and we're used to maybe having you over at the high school for these meets, we've talked about this 2 meets ago, but I mean, let's talk about this. You step away because of a new little one and things like that.
Yep.
And then, but yet, like you said, still being able to be connected, and now you have a space like this. Well, I mean, what do the kids say? How do the coaches feel in regards to being able to have this indoor turf facility where they have a home upstairs now?
Yep.
They have a home for wrestling where they can really have a nice space. How's that settling? I mean, it's got to be huge.
Oh, undoubtedly. I think it's the third year actually that we've been in here. First year we've competed
down here, right?
First year we've competed here, and it's kind of been a goal. I mean, in the beginning it was sort of a dream. Well, the whole idea of a turf was here. They talked about it, and I don't know if anybody really thought it would happen, but it did. But in terms of the space, like I said, we'd practice in the elementary school and taking mats out and down, and I mean the boys were oftentimes changing in the hallway or finding an elementary bathroom to switch change gear in and stuff. So it's I don't know, to have a space of your own, a place you call home, is kind of cheesy as that may sound, but it really is. I mean, there's certainly a sense of pride, and we're a young program, and those are all things you need to start to build that tradition and things like that. So I know, and it certainly has piqued interest. People are interested, and coaches from other schools come in the facility think, man, this is really cool. I mean, certainly it's not that we have this space to ourselves, but we're the only high school team that's competing here right now, and that's kind of cool. So certainly it's not just from where we've come. It's certainly an upgrade, but just the fact to be able to say the wrestling room, and mean a wrestling room, and refer to an actual space where you can start to hang up some trophies, build put up some records, start to acknowledge some of the people that have helped build the program. It's so cool, and it's a matter of pride.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a long stint of going to school down in the cities, and I'd go to other schools, and one of the wrestling rooms that I remember vividly, besides Edison's, Edison in Northeast Minneapolis, was Cooper's, Robbinsdale Cooper's. They have a great wrestling room, and when you start talking about the records, and they've got them stenciled on the wall, and they start in chronological left to right and go around the room above the mats, and that's got to be your goal, like you were saying, to have that home, to grow those roots and say, hey, here we are, and then with that, have those numbers come along with it and start building your program, not only from that standpoint, but actually having more bodies so that we don't take these forfeits and things, so we can fill these spots.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's right. That's where you compete. You hope to end up at the state tournament. But whatever wrestling room you go to, and I think probably locker room, pick your sport. You've got that. You can look back at the history, and that's the goal, right? I remember I saw that kid wrestle when I was little, and that's it's why I wanted to wrestle. All those things just play in, and it helps build a program. So again, we're young. We've got a ways to go, but we're getting there, and I think this was a big step, big piece of it.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take just a quick break, give our voices a break, give your ears a break, and we're just about ready to get underway here with Grand Rapids and Deer River, and we'll get going with that here just momentarily. So we'll be back in just a few moments.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
And back here at the Proctor Indoor, Ted Keefe along with Tanner Hall for tonight's second head-to-head match between Grand Rapids and Deer River. Looks like the captains and the coaches are coming to the mat for the annual coin toss of the coach. And it looks like Deer River won the toss. At least he looked at him that way.
I believe so, yes. I would agree. Sometimes it's hard to tell. So you might be wondering, there's no kickoff. It's not a tip. What do you do with the coin flip? And that allows, there's 13 weight classes, or 14 weight classes, sorry. Is that right? 14. And so they switch between an even-numbered weight and an odd-numbered weight. So, again, for terms of each team gets a chance to put a wrestler out first. And yep, again, that can, and there's some a little bit of chess work oftentimes in matches, especially with full teams. You avoid certain wrestlers, or you want the best matchups or the best chances to win. So you put wrestlers, match each other up. So each team has a chance to put a guy out first, and sometimes based on who they throw out, that you're going to throw out somebody else or something different. So I don't know if this is. I think this is some JV action here starting off.
Starting our next round is going to be Deer River Junior Varsity against Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Junior Varsity, 106 action.
So we'll just talk about this stuff. I'm not going to put the scoreboards up and stuff like that.
For Deer River, Ian Bennett.
So, Deer River, Ian Benin, and I'm not sure who they said for. Boy, Grand Rapids has
27 kids at that weight.
Yep, a whole slew. Which is kind of where we were for a while. A lot of our.
I love it. The word slew.
It is. It's a weird word.
I used the word plethora in class today.
As one should. Anybody knew what you were talking about.
I did ask, and I did have 2 kids that knew what I meant.
All right. That's 2 more than I would have guessed. So.
I had them looking at me a little bit strange, and then it was 2 of my kids that are distance learning.
Oh well, there you go. That's a nice move right there. It's for any wrestler, but JV, that was well done too. So. But again, this looks like we're looking at the roster here. Grand Rapids is full and then some. There's hardly a weight where they don't have at least one backup, and at 106, it looks like they've got. Literally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total listed at that weight. So,
Deer River is on the right or left-hand side of the scoreboard. Who has points right now?
Grand Rapids.
All right, that's what I needed to know.
Yep.
I would think that it would be the other, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. But
4 here, 0 there.
Yeah, it doesn't always make sense. Really, it's the green and red is usually how they do it, and some scoreboards are even set up that way. If you have scoreboards that are kind of wrestling specific, one would be red and one would be green. That's the traditional way. If you notice on the referee has a green armband and red armband.
This is 106, you said, right?
Yep, but this is JV. So.
Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd put it up there, Grand Rapids Deer River, so people can see where the points are. Because it looks like it could be a little difficult to read the scoreboard from the videos. So.
Oh, yep.
So I know back when I wrestled the 1 or 2 years, way back when, I always had like a band that I put on my ankle.
Yep.
And I don't see that on these guys.
No, they don't unless you get into tournaments. But usually the dual meets here like this, duels and tries, they just, the ref would always have the red and green wristbands, but in terms of the ankle bands, it's usually reserved for tournaments.
I gotcha. And I just say that would just be able to tell me green and red better.
And actually, that's a good question. I don't know why they don't do that, because that would help everybody, really. I'm going to do some research. You've given me some. Not only am I going to watch that cat video, I'll have to go.
Everybody should check out that cat video, because that's just funny stuff.
So he's locking up a cradle here. Going to look for a turn. And a nice pin there in the second period. Yeah, so you did hear me right. That move is called a cradle. And like any sport, like any hobby, there's some slang and some terminology that you might wonder about. There's a lot of moves that I often wonder about. I don't know if other sports are probably the same too, but you know, you might have we might call one move something, and then you know, you go down to the cities and they call it something else, and so it's kind of fun to hear a different terminology. It's another. I'm looking here. I don't believe that's their. Nope, that's not their. Or is that their varsity guy?
You're asking the wrong individual. Yeah. I feel like I'm out on the turnpike and I'm losing badly.
I was looking on the bench there. Nope, that is not their. That's not their varsity guy. But also looking for the turn again. Grand Rapids, so they're disciplined again. That tradition is there, and like most teams, many teams have a style. You're all about finesse, or you're all about kind of you punch in the mouth, sort of in your face. And Grand Rapids is a mix. They are technically sound, but they are tough as well. And that's not to say Deer River isn't either. They're not light on toughness either.
So Grand Rapids with 5, now 7.
Yep.
I think I got it fixed. See, Grand Rapids, that side.
Yeah, there you go.
Try to think every now and again. Doesn't always work.
Well, there's no growth without struggle, though, Ted. So you got.
That's what they keep telling me.
It's nice to whether you call that. It's a growth mindset there, Proctor.
Yes, absolutely. But I prefer to work smarter, not harder. I'm sorry to keep getting in your space. I'm trying to watch.
Oh,
there. That's perfect.
Well, I mean, yeah, not that you can really tell by the video, but I was working scoreboard at the last meet. We didn't broadcast, and I couldn't really see over that scoreboard given my small stature. So I spent a lot of the time standing.
Did he get it? No.
Nope. Not quite, but another couple seconds, and he probably would have had that pin locked up.
So was it the official that came over and asked where his kid can watch?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
So we got the officials' families watching and everything.
Yep. He's a Cloquet guy, teacher over at Cloquet as well. He's actually a longtime assistant coach at Cloquet. Going back to the cradle there.
Cat's in the cradle.
Cat, yep. It's variations of the cradle. It's a far side cradle. Well, you get that knee in the side and your head in your temple, and that's not very fun. So another pin for Rapids. I believe this will be the start of varsity, it looks like, unless they bumped him up, but
Starting tonight's varsity action for Deer River at 106 is Tate Evans, Grand Rapids, Alex Lehman.
so Tate Evans from Deer River and Alex Lehman from Grand Rapids. Start off the varsity action tonight at 106.
Sorry, folks. I was just happy with something I was able to do. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you never admit that, though.
I said maybe.
It's true. That's plausible deniability.
That's right. Look at you using those big English words.
Well, I fancy it up a little bit. No, I made a list. I had them written down. I'm working them.
Tick it off. Yep. Tick it off. You know, speaking of words, You get a kick out of this. I started it last year with Dylan Hom with boys basketball.
Yeah.
We would do a word of the game where I had to work the word of the game into the broadcast somehow.
He got to choose it, or you kind of together?
Nope, he got to choose it each game. This year it was passed on to Owen Brenna. And I've had hydraulic press. I've had Tatooine. I've had Zoinks.
Whoa. That's the full gamut of pop culture.
I tell you what, man, it's been a lot of fun. The last home game was Zoinks, and they had a couple others with John Warner, of course, the other captain, along with Owen, and they were talking about this big, long thing they wanted me to say, and I said, good luck, that ain't happening. But if you want to come up with a good word where I can hyphenate it or I can split it between another word like full court press or hydraulic press was put into, it looks like Grand Rapids went into a full hydraulic or full court hydraulic press.
That's almost, I think that's harder to do. I mean,
it is. It's really tough to do. Sorry, let people get back to wrestling.
So the first period is going to end here with 0-0 score. Again, kind of a lot of a stalemate here. Both guys working for a takedown, a couple close calls, but
got 44 people watching. So welcome to the Proctor Faithful, and welcome in.
Word is spreading.
Word is spreading.
The quality of the broadcast here.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. So welcome into the Proctor Faithful, and also welcome into the visiting Grand Rapids and Deer River fans. We are delighted to have you. We're glad to have you here.
So yeah, I mean, these guys are both. I'm not sure their grades, but I know so it's kind of fun actually. As a wrestling coach, almost every program does a big youth tournament as well, sometime in the year, and Proctor's no different. So we host one, and oftentimes the coaches and some of the older guys will ref. So I recognize a lot of these kids. You see them at tournaments, but even these two younger guys, I recognize them from the last 4 or 5 years, and coming up, and it's cool to see that progression. I don't know if it's quite that way in other sports, but in wrestling it certainly is, where you can watch a kid from the time he was little to the time, or sorry, not just guys, there's a lot of girls wrestling. And one of the cool things about Proctor's youth tournament is that we have girls can wrestle, they compete against the guys, but we have a separate girls tournament as well, division,
cool.
And that usually happens before. But to get back, my point being that, I've seen these two guys wrestle, and they probably wrestled each other. It looks like they're kind of familiar opponents. Geographically and
absolutely being next door neighbors basically.
But certainly, and you do the travel. I mean, like any other sport, maybe not quite. I don't know if there's any sport that travels quite like hockey, but wrestling tournaments too. Finally get some points here. Take down there.
First day with the Stream Deck, I was giving them negative points.
Well, there's a learning curve for everything. It seems like, why would they even have
106, right?
Yep, 106, first varsity match. So Tate Evans is going to take a 2-1 lead into the third period. It's going to be his choice. He's going to choose down. Went for the quick stand-up, and now going into, he's working on a reversal here. But Lehman in pretty good position, at least at the moment, to stop that. So again, if he can just if he can pop his head out, that's kind of the key to establishing. There it is. That should be the 2. So 2-point reversal. Oh, looks all right. They're going to get some near fall. Oh, nope. Lehman gets out of that. So no back points, but down 4-1.
And since even though he's up there, there's no points because The young man from Deer River still had control.
Still maintains control, yep.
All right.
So now we talked about the cradle, far side cradle. Here's it looks like he's trying to lock up a near side cradle. He doesn't have his hands locked, so he lost that, but neither one. In wrestling, cradle is not fun. Good thing for a baby, but not to be in wrestling. There's no sleeping there, no comfortableness there.
35 seconds left here in the third period. Third and final, unless they tied up. I learned that.
That's true. You need a flurry here, need a reversal, and well, it'd be tough to get 3 points. Really, it would end. Well, not tough to get 3 points, but 3 points in that succession. I'm messing that up. It's making sense in my head. But
I totally get what you're saying. It's warmer in here than it is outside. Which is really boggles my mind, the fact that what they've been able to do with the heat in here when this was an old arena.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And the fact that we're sitting in here in just long sleeves.
Yep.
No coat, no nothing.
So Tate Evan picks up the first victory. It's going to be 3 team points for Deer River. But yeah, I mean, the first year before they got the building insulated, there was some pretty chilly wrestling practices upstairs. And actually tonight I was thinking, I mean, the last meet or two have been a little chilly, but boy, it's really comfortable. It's the warmest it's been given the temperature outside. So Grand Rapids, I believe.
Justin
Job. So do we? Again, I'm not sure. I'm just seeing a program here. So they either, I don't see any points. So we must still be at 113. But he's listed at 120. But that doesn't always mean much.
We'll just run with it.
Yep.
Hey, let's go, Zach. Come on.
Looks like Zach Eichela for Deer River. Ooh, that was a nice, boy, that doesn't happen very often to Joe, but that was a great move by Zach. It's a takedown, getting some near fall points here, trying to adjust. Can't quite maintain the near fall, but that's takedown. There should be some more points there, actually. Maybe, I guess he only got the 2-point near fall, so no, that's the right score. So a 2-point takedown, 2-point near fall. There's a 2-point and 3-point near fall varieties, depending on how long you turn your opponent. Looks like the coach is questioning that now, but so he had the same thought I did, that maybe that was a longer count. But
so Deer River with 4?
Deer River, yes, Deer River with 4.
Yeah, buddy, I got this down to a science.
Whoa, nice reversal there by Joe. So yeah, I was going to say, I just starting to feel comfortable. You know what you're doing. It'll be next season before we do another match, and we'll have to relive.
Well, we have a couple more home, don't we?
Are there?
I thought there was.
Okay.
Let me
I think there's a couple more home. I thought this was the only.
Well, if we can make things work, Well,
I'm
no.
just,
Well, right now, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what we can make happen.
It's a nice mat return there by Job, kind of on the verge. Well, I won't get into the different styles of wrestling, but this is we wrestle folk style right now, and it's freestyle in Greco. A throw like that would be legal and worth more points, but in folk style, no points for that one. But 4-2 going in the second period. So both wrestlers showing some nice offensive moves there.
Nice step.
Yep. Oh boy, if he can tip that over, that's tight. Call that a spladle.
He's wiry.
Yeah. So good for a 2-point near fall.
So the clock does stop.
Yes, whenever when they go out of bounds, they reset. But that's not a whole lot of stoppage time unless you go out of bounds, you're bleeding or you're injured.
Well, that's a tough call.
Yeah. It's each sport has their own in terms of cardiovascular fitness, but boy, a 6-minute match that's a long time.
I would agree.
But I would guess that if a lot of these guys ran up and down the basketball court or something like that, they'd certainly get a workout in too. So it's fun to have those debates, but who has the hardest workouts? There was one that pump and run is what we called it, and it's just this series. It's really ridiculous now that I'm thinking about it. But we'd lift for just as intervals. We'd lift for like 10 minutes this whole circuit, and then we'd run for 10 minutes, and then we'd do that like 5, 6, 7 times, and we do that at the high school, and other people would see us and just kind of shake their head like, "Wow, that seems like I don't want to do that." But and then the guys start talking about, "What's your hardest workout? Well, what's your sport's hardest workout?" And none of them sound really fun to me at this point in my life. I don't. Nice
They're
take on
both
the attempt
quick.
there. Yeah, really fast. Ooh. A little more time. He could have turned that into something, but Joe will be down third period, 6-3. Ikola picks down. Again, so at the first match as well, and this match is the same. Point-wise, not a whole lot of explosiveness like in basketball. People like to see the dunks and the flashy moves, and but for somebody who knows the sport, you can really appreciate all the other things that they do. And this is one. These two guys both know what they want to do, and the other guys really has been pretty effective at stopping it so far. So from a technical standpoint, kind of fun to watch.
Well, even I'm just going to say that as a layman watcher here, not knowing a ton, but just watching the chess match.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's fun. It's interesting to watch.
Nice. Nice takedown there.
Ikola being down on that last one, and the other gentleman got him down, but wondering, sitting there as he's got that hand stretched way out, using that as a balance on a pole.
Yeah.
And going, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to watch how that chess match go back and forth.
Oh yeah, and it's it's funny. You mentioned earlier. My wife is a hockey coach, so where I grew up, nobody played hockey, nobody really skates. But I watched enough hockey now where I don't always know what's going on. But you can when you see good athleticism, you start to you can appreciate even if you don't always know what's happening.
Absolutely,
you're right. But you can see they do things on purpose, and hey, that's pretty cool. And
because I'm there with that stretch. I get that. I understand. Trying to make it long so you can't get anything to bend and hold. But then when if something happens, cut me off. You can just tell me to shut up. Well, probably nicer than that, but
I'll say it kindly. I'll gently.
Hey, can you nicely shut up? But just like I said, with that, with Ikola getting that arm stretch out and going, okay, why is he using that? And then trying to think, watching the body language and figuring it out.
Well, that's a nice. Again, just you use chess match, and these guys are just kind of countering move after move here, both stringing together some moves that more often than not will be effective. But this is really a defensive battle, which it's like those some people love defense in a football game and love that, and others don't. But this is one of those. So again, fun to see because you don't always see a lot of it.
Right.
Ooh, Job's going to get a nice takedown right at the end. I think that's going to make it. Nope. Ends 8-5. Even that takedown would have made it 8-7. Still would have lost, but again, no quit in either guy. It's a good match. So 120. I'll try and actually listen this time and see who
120 representing Deer River is Preston Reed, and for Grand Rapids is Asher Brennan.
So
Tristan Reed.
Preston Reed, and for Grand Rapids, Asher Brendan.
So this is where those meets take a little bit longer.
Yeah. When you get
When you actually have the non-forfeits, and because you've got somebody at all the weight classes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if every match goes 6 minutes, you're looking at a good hour and a half.
Can't wait for the day that we have those spots filled.
Exactly. That's right. You hope for it.
We're planning it. It's just gonna happen.
Yep.
Now, I have a question that's going to sound really silly to you and everybody watching. Why is it that the two young men at 120 look smaller in stature and body size than the gentlemen that were at 113 and were 7 pounds later?
Yeah, well, I don't. Let's see. At least that's a fair question. At least on the roster, these guys are also both listed at 113. So I don't think either one of them is a true 120-pounder. And each guy, both teams have enough guys to spare that they're moving people around. And Job, who just wrestled at 113, definitely. I mean, physically, yeah, that's a good point, though. You'll see some kids, like, there's no way that they can weigh that much or that little, just however they're put together. But to answer this question, I think it's a little simpler that neither one of them are actually 20-pounders.
So they're 13-pounders.
Yep, at least that's what they have it listed. They're both listed as that in the program.
Gotcha.
I don't have the weigh-in sheet, so I can't say for sure, but... and Job and Eichel are both upperclassmen as well. They're older. So these two guys, they're...
yeah, but still.
Right.
You know.
As we kind of say, their big boy muscles haven't come in yet, but...
Oh, you say that so delicately. One of these days, you're just going to backhand me, and I'm going to deserve it. Just so.
I mean, I wouldn't do it live like this where there's proof.
I would. And then I would say, and he deserved it. Why are you looking at me like that? He deserved every piece of it.
Well, I think there'd be very few people who would argue.
Well, right. I don't disagree with you on that.
But still, we're early enough in the broadcast that I don't want to risk injuring you because I don't really know what I'm doing otherwise if something went wrong.
Well, the cool part is you could just take the scoreboards down and just let the camera be up, and then all you have to do is talk.
There's that.
And I kind of showed you how to do that, so I really got to stop showing you my tricks.
No, I don't think you're in danger of working yourself out of a job here. But looks like Grand Rapids looking for a turn. Up 4-0 already, looking for more. Kind of a, sort of a half. It's hard to... Gets the pin.
And man is hurt.
Yeah, and a lot of those moves, they do not feel good. Some of the fans wanted, and the ref is free to stop that. At some point, potentially dangerous is what they call it, but he must have deemed it okay. So at 126, Grand Rapids will put out Tanner Moreland and Deer River Matthias Parks.
Matthias?
It's...
Or is it Matthias?
It's listed N, is how it's spelled.
Oh, cool.
Matthias.
No, I was asking because it's a cool name.
I haven't heard that one, yeah.
And you know, sometimes you don't always hear in the headsets.
Well, that's true.
The way you should.
Nice takedown by Moreland. Very seasoned, accomplished wrestler.
So like that, just watching him get that right leg, and then... Now, why the whistle? Oh.
Looks like some blood.
Gotcha. But yeah, Yeah, no, I was going to say that just like watching him as he sat back and had that weight forward, grabbing that right leg,
Yep.
and then trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with that left leg, or what am I going to do? It's just one of those
Yep.
cool things.
Yeah, and he was so what he was trying to do is he wanted to tuck it to get it up above the knee, which it's all about leverage. It's a lot of sports, right? It's angles, it's leverage, it's all those things, and kind of maximize those moves. Dave McNamee, who really helped start the programs back as an assistant coach this year, likes to say, legal pain, boys, legal pain. And that's I think that's part of wrestling. I think wrestling has done a good job over the last few years, kind of highlighting some of the other aspects of wrestling. You have to be smart. There's a lot of technical aspects to it. It's not just this brute force. I mean, certainly there is that element to it, but there's other things as well.
Want to get me one of those handheld whistles?
Yeah, I'm impressed. They're surprised at how, in this space especially, you can hear it pretty well. Might be fun in classroom.
Ooh.
Like a buzzer.
Yeah, like, you're wrong.
I feel like I'd probably abuse the power, but...
yeah, we'd probably have to have it taken away from us, most definitely.
But until we do it, it'd be fun. It'd be a fun couple of days. Or
Right.
a class period. I don't know how long I'd make it.
Well, the cool part with my room is my door is a different key.
Oh, you're one of those.
So good luck.
This is an old, it's a computer lab, right? Used to be.
Yeah.
So they had that, probably had higher security.
Right, and so I've got a different key, and it'll take long. I'll at least have to get Tim or somebody there with a higher end key.
Nice defense there, almost. But again, saved himself some being taken to his back. And just gave up the takedown instead. Yeah, I see. Well, I guess I'm up on the 3rd floor, and people don't always like to walk up that far. So
it's a lot of steps.
Yep.
There are days where I go, I just don't need that many steps.
That's right.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, Moreland went back to the movie you were talking about earlier in the first period before the blood tucked that leg lock in up above the knee, and again lifting that, again taking away a
contact point.
Yep. Make it harder. Make the bottom wrestler carry some weight. Again, as he gets up, you can tell that didn't feel good.
Yeah, he's holding that groin area, and okay, I can understand.
So a lot of time, wrestling certainly not as long as a boxing match, but it's sort of those body blows tend to add up over a time, and again by the time you get in the 3rd period, and you've been carrying your opponent, literally and figuratively for a while, and that wears on a person. So it's.
So why the whistle right there?
It must have not been quite set right. Before you start, the hand is supposed to be on the elbow, and the other is supposed to be on the belly.
But they had been out of that position in a standing spot for at least a couple of seconds. So I just don't know. I don't know if it was that unsafe thought or.
It could be. I'll be honest. I was not paying as close attention as I should have, so I'm not sure. But
Right.
it did seem. I didn't see anything that would have normally been considered potentially dangerous, but this was maybe some headgear or something like that.
Gotcha. Aren't you happy I bought another headset so I can bug you the entire time?
Well, it's not bad. It can get kind of lonely. Which is
It's very lonely. I've had some great people with me this year, though, for this winter season, and I know that Tim Roweeder has too. I've had you with wrestling, Caitlin Marnich for girls basketball, and
nice.
And Chad Brenna for boys. Yeah, she's
What's
back.
What's up to? Is she in school?
She is in school and she's working, and because she actually never left.
Well, with the takedown, looking for he's got a working the kind of a. Oh yeah, that's gonna be if he can get that tight. Turn over to looking for the pin here. It's gonna be a long time for Parks to fight off. Yep. But that's Moreland's he's good. He's won a lot of matches, and again Deer River in a little bit of discomfort. So sorry about that. It's okay. Let's back. Nice former alumni coming back. Working with the program, it's always fun to see too.
So Rapids is up 12-6.
That's correct. Yep, with the pin there, 6 points.
Yeah, she's back, and she didn't get a chance to leave due to the fact that she had some. I'll let you get the names first.
So Ty Gullickson for Deer River, and Phil Keenan, I believe. That's who they have listed.
She had to have knee surgery. So she was not. She decided that instead of going and beating up her body some more, and the arthritis and everything else that could be later, she decided to not do that, and she stayed local. And I've been very lucky that she did, because of being selfish, because she knows that girls basketball program as well as she does, and with all the years that she played up at the varsity and in that locker room and stuff, it's been really cool to have her as part of the broadcast and bring that actual player part of it to the broadcast.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's tough to replace. You can't manufacture that. So it's like okay, one of these weird scramble situations. No points yet. That's it's called stalemate. Sometimes if both guys hold on, not much is happening, they'll restart them. That's good for you and nice, and we wish her well. But it's COVID changed a lot of plans for a lot of absolutely. A lot of kids who had some pretty cool things ahead for them. So, and it sounds like she's making the best of it here too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. She's getting better every game. Every game she just gets better and better, and I look forward to the games, just like with hanging out with you and hanging out with Brenna. It's just a good time.
Nice takedown there by Gullickson. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that makes your job all that much easier. If you don't have to fill, it's not all you. Although the Ted Kiefit show would be something I would subscribe to, but.
Well, I appreciate. No, you wouldn't. Nobody wants to subject themselves.
So again, this appears to be Gullickson's style. Second match we've seen him of the night. He's just nothing flashy, but solid, just good technical wrestling. He goes about his business and takes what's there. See neutral here. And Rapids looking for the equalizer here with the takedown.
They should have buzz cuts.
Yeah, boy, I tell you,
the headgear would fit better.
Yes, well, and the hair has changed a lot over. I mean, what's allowed back in the day. Oh, looks like Gullickson looking for a takedown here. Not quite. There you go. Ooh, looking for a turn here. He's got the half, but sink that in. That's going to be. Yeah, readjusts. It's going to be tight here. Got a long time to settle in, readjust.
Oh, the strength.
To flip.
Seriously.
No, it's unreal.
As he's trying to cradle himself, or bridge himself to keep his shoulders up and then to push it over.
That's core and neck, and that's everything there.
Telling you I'm tapping. Just telling you now, I'm tapping out.
Boy, just as I was telling you, Gullickson was just a methodical wrestler, nothing flashy. He had a great move there to take him to his back. And it was, sheer effort by Rapid's part to get out of that.
Wow.
Because 9 times out of 10, you're not fighting off that for a minute.
So let me ask you this. I see the Rapids coach coming way out to the other side of the mat. Are you able to basically anywhere as a coach? Kind of hockey's got limits to the box, and football's got the box on the field and things like that. What are the rules there?
No, they do, and it looks like he's probably got something to ask the ref, I think. Yeah, he's going to challenge something. So typically, you're supposed to stay. I don't know what the exact distance is from the mat, but yeah. So he came over, and that's how you're supposed to handle it. If you have want to ask about a call or points, you approach the scorer's table and wait till the end, and then they'll come up and then it's like they have a little powwow here. But you're right.
And then both coaches go over so that the other coach gets to hear what's being said?
Yep.
All right, very cool. Because there's not a lot of sports like that. Like basketball, if I want to talk to a coach, a referee, the other coach doesn't usually come over and be part of the conversation, or hockey or whatever.
Yeah.
You
And that's the thing. They can. I think most coaches would prefer if the other guy just stayed on their bench, obviously. But yeah, you can do that. And it's one of those. I mean, there are rules, and most like any sport, most coaches are pretty good about following those. So there's a nice reversal there too by Gullickson.
Lift that ankle up. You gotta lift his ankle up, drive it forward. Scissors back. Put your leg up and scissors back.
And then, in true to form, coaches, as they yell out, oftentimes, as a wrestler, and I did it myself as a coach, I found out myself doing it, but when you're out there on the mat and the coaches are screaming, oftentimes you know exactly what you should be doing. But as you have somebody literally driving your face into the mat or trying to choke you out, it's not always easy.
What?
As they might say it is.
Why not? Pushing over, and in your head you're going, okay, great, appreciate you.
Because I'm sure when Rapids bridge. Yes, thank you. I know exactly. I'm trying, Coach.
Oh, that's funny. Appreciate you thinking of me and giving me some positive, constructive criticism.
Yes.
But I'm a little busy right now.
Yep. I'm going to get back to you.
And like a hockey game, you can yell at your kid as much as they want. They cannot hear you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sometimes you can hear every word they say, and other in a rowdy gym when where a lot of fans, it gets pretty loud too, and it's a lot harder to hear. But I suppose hockey will be impossible, especially if you're at the other end of the rink.
Yeah, well, I mean, just in general, like I've had conversations with being a host family as long as I was with the Duluth Huskies.
That's going to do it. A quick, nice match for Gullickson, 9-1. Again, nothing over the top, just good, solid wrestling. So, sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, you're good. Hold on 1 second. So we got 10-12, 12-10?
Yep.
What I was saying is that, you have these, we've had players, and I'd ask them, I say, did you hear me yelling at you? And you know me, I'm not the quietest person on the face of the planet. And even with from our table of folks is right next to where the camera is, and if you imagine being Justin Wilkins?
Dusty Wilkie.
Okay.
Is that Zach? They're brothers. Well, they said Dustin, so we'll go with that.
I want to say they said Dustin.
So we'll go with that.
Excuse me 1 second.
So some quick work here with a quick takedown. Going to run that. Called potentially dangerous though. So change the rules a little bit when you're. It looks painful and it is, but there's an angle. You're supposed to take the arm straight across the back, not at that angle. Trying to. Oh boy, that's quick. He's quick. That's that beautiful takedown.
What was I saying?
Hosting, do we move?
Oh, yeah, hosting, me, the camera where we are to the center of the mat, and I would yell something at him, and then I'd ask him later.
If he heard.
Hey, did you hear me? And he said, no. And I don't know if that's, he goes, when I'm on the field, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those different deals where it just closes out.
Oh, yeah. Another takedown for Wilkie. Now he's going to, there's a quick pin. So Wilkie, he's a state qualifier. He's been around senior this year, I believe. Junior, senior, upperclassman.
So 24-10 now.
Yep.
What weight class we got coming up, Coach?
I believe this is 152.
Grand Rapids receives a forfeit.
So Kane Lehman from Rapids gets a forfeit.
At 162,
162. Trevor Stessiger from Rapids receives a forfeit. Or sorry, 160, not 162. Braden Jones looks like for Rapids up next, I think.
At 170, wrestling for Deer River, Austin Bunt. Wrestling for Grand Rapids, Braden Jones.
So at 170 for Grand Rapids, Braden Jones. For Deer River, Austin Munt. Braden Jones, also a state competitor. I remember he made it to state last year. Unfortunately, at the hands of one of our guys in the wrestleback. But looks like early on he's got his hands full with Austin Munt here. So a lot of hand fighting here, tapping, looking for the takedown. So Jones gets a nice takedown there. Go up early, 2-0.
Boy, I bet you these athletes love being able to do that warming up and running in that space.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you don't see many, well, anywhere really, gyms where you've got that kind of space for warming up. Nice reversal there by Jones. I can see it's fun to watch teams that are well coached. And Mike Schauer, head coach for Grand Rapids, long time assistant coach. He's been the head coach for about 5 or 6 years now. Does some work with the college wrestling team up at Itasca as well, and some work with some other teams, the Minnesota Storm, I believe they're called, some youth wrestling teams. But very active in the program for a long time. And he always has his guys ready to go. Ooh, it's a nice move as well. Almost. So it's going to be, Jones will be up 4-0 going into the third period.
Not bad.
No, I mean, again, Munt's putting up a good fight, and I mean, the score could easily be a lot worse than it is. Again, Jones, a state caliber wrestler. So Munt hanging in there with them, keeping it close, 4-0. That's one big move in wrestling can turn the tide. And this looks like that's what he's after here, some kind of big throw, big move here. What? Oh, right idea. And again, Jones just too much. Gets the reversal, or gets the takedown rather. Now coming near foul points. Or sorry, takedown, not reversal. They start on their feet. 3 points near fall. But it's Jones out of position here a little bit. Nope, but he adjusts well. So not much time if he's going to make something happen here, but he's squared up. Oh, there he goes, back to his feet for 1 point escape. Reset, not much time. He's going to have a big throw here. Oh, nice dump there, comes up. Pretty takedown there right at the end. Looking for more, but just gonna be too little too late. But yeah, no quit in Austin Munt. Very nice takedown at the end. But ultimately falls 9-3. It's another 3 points team-wise for Rapids. Brings us to 182, I believe. Is that?
That's what I heard.
At 182, wrestling for Deer River, Gus Thompson. Grand Rapids.
Gus Thompson again tonight.
Yep, Gus Thompson again. I did not hear who they put out for.
I'm sorry. That's
Rapids.
my fault.
No. I believe it's Weston Danielson.
I think that's what I
said.
heard. You know what else I heard?
No, what's that?
Sheep.
I should have heard. I was cycling through my mind what it could possibly be. I felt it coming. That's not. I wouldn't have gone there, but.
Yeah, I'm a little odd.
You know, looks like some early blood. And again, I have a roster in front of me, but I might as well just crumple it up because it has not been accurate so much tonight. But that's all right. So it started off, some of the lighter matches were pretty good, very competitive, very evenly matched, and they went the full distance. We've had, since then, a couple of forfeits, a couple pins, and just like that, we're up to 182. Gus Thompson seeing his second match of the night, and Weston Danielson his first.
Sorry, I'm just working while you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
So you know.
No, yep. So not much happening here in the first period, or first minute of the first period, rather. So anybody who maybe just joined us or joined us recently, we are in the second duel of the evening, Deer River versus Grand Rapids, which will be followed by Grand Rapids versus hometown team, Proctor Hermantown United. Typically when you have duels or quads like this, you let the team that has the farthest to travel wrestle the first 2 matches so they can get going.
But isn't that really a split between these two?
Well, I mean, for here it's a matter of
6 or 1, half a dozen.
Yep. So however they decided it, maybe just whoever got here first. I don't know. Sometimes it's that way.
The bus that just got here for. Let's go!
Hold on, he gets the takedown right here at the end. Last couple seconds of the period. Danielson will get a nice takedown.
Deer River, right?
No, Rapids. Looks like some blood again. 1 second left in the period. So it's the third blood stoppage time already. There is I believe it's 4 minutes of blood time, and I don't think it's probably really near ending that up. But I have seen matches end, not often, but every once in a while you might run out of blood time. If you can't stop the bleeding, you did unfortunately have to you forfeit the match. So, but this looks like just a nosebleed, pretty common in wrestling. Although our trainer, Evan, has a bit of a gentler touch, but I've seen you get some of those old school coaches who just grab some of the old nose plug and jam it up there pretty good. Which, much like their advice, is not always as helpful as you might imagine, but
I bet.
So, going to the second period. Rapids up 2-0, chooses neutral. So choosing neutral is not it's probably one of your least common choices, especially when you get up in some of the upper weights. Most of the big boys don't prefer to be on their feet, aren't really good there, but Weston choosing that. And Gus Thompson trying to capitalize and get a takedown to even up the score here.
Yeah, it's all been you. I left my phone at the school.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. So more blood. And sometimes, yeah, boy, it's one of those pesky. You hit your nose just right, and it just can't get it to stop. So Evan, our trainer, working over there. Grand Rapids getting a little mini conference with the coach.
Again, want to make sure we thank the Proctor faithful for being with us, but also a huge thank you to the Grand Rapids Thunderhawk fans and the Deer River Warrior fans. Thank you for being with us. Again, Tanner and myself are glad that Rails TV could bring you this media, being able to see your family members and friends wrestle when they're away, especially during these times of COVID when numbers have to be so small. So thank you and welcome in. If you get a chance, want to, give us a thumbs up. Show us that you like what we got going on, and if you want to be kept in the loop on other things, Grand Rapids comes over a lot this year. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you'll know when we're going to have live broadcasts.
Thompson looking for the equalizer, takedown here, and he gets it. There we go, tied up 2-2. Yeah, I mean, speaking of fans, just about any sport that I've ever seen, Rapids travels well. Big fan base, wrestling as well. A long history. A lot of fans have been at some tournaments up in Grand Rapids where the gym is packed. I think it was a basketball game. Ooh. Rapids trying to roll. Oh, Thompson gets the turn here. Some nice back points. Enough time. He's got about 20 seconds left. Working for the pin. Need to readjust though. He needs to sink back. If you can sink back and get chest to chest. Oh, what we got here? Oh boy. More blood. More blood. And that's tough. He was in good position. Great position. Yep. If he could have readjusted. But every once in a while, I mean, sometimes Saved by the Bell, not quite, but kind of like that. Saved by the Blood, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a totally different movie or TV show.
That's not one you'd find on Saturday morning, I don't think.
Yeah, that's not the same Saved by the Bell, folks. It's crazy the things you get to just kind of sit and work on when you got bedtime.
Yeah, and we certainly, I think by now he might be getting close to the end.
End of what?
His blood time, but.
Oh, that's right, because you said they only get so much time.
I believe it's 4 minutes, if I'm correct.
Gotcha. And you probably are, because, boy, I tell you what, you're going to know way better than I am.
Which, I mean, really, when you think about it, 4 minutes, it seems kind of arbitrary. I'm sure there's people smarter than me who decided those rules, but sometimes you wonder where that
number came from.
Yeah, at least I do. I don't know if anybody else does. That's going to put him, Thompson up 5-2. Unless Danielson can work something here at the very end. Oh, and he might. He's close. Ooh, Thompson. As Thompson is going to get another 2 back points. So just like that, boy, in a matter of about. You got 2 right at the end there.
But I got the points right as well.
Oh, yes, correct. Yeah,
perfect. That's what I want to make sure.
Yes.
I don't want to lead our viewers down the wrong alley.
So Thompson, who started that period down 2-0, ends the second period up 7-2, and firmly in control, moving into the third period. Thompson's got to be careful, stay in position here. You don't want to get too high. I've seen guys up big, and they hang their head like that and get caught and pinned, and it can happen quick. So as a general rule, you always want your head behind your opponent's head, especially if you're on top there. But now he readjusts, resets, looking for a half Nelson here. Got to switch sides. Oh, no, he switched half here.
Well, I think I'm back.
Well, welcome back, Ted.
Thanks.
Winding down, 182 here. Not a whole lot's happening in the third period. Thompson looking for the turn. And Danielson, obviously, trying to fight that off. He's going to need to, if he's going to make a move, he's going to have to do it quick. But again, carrying that weight, these big guys up at 182. And it looks like, we're going to turn right here at the end, but that is going to do it, and Thompson's going to win. Nice match. So So the big 7-point second period takes control, takes that in the third period for the win. 7-2, Deer River. Another three team points for Deer River. Should move us up to 195.
Matt, open! At 195, Grand Rapids, Matt Ryla receives a forfeit.
So Matt Ryla at 195 for Grand Rapids will take the forfeit.
At 220 pounds, Deer River's JoJo Thompson against Grand Rapids, Clayton Danielson.
200, you said?
220. 220. So
The
Deer River,
Brewers.
yep, getting up there. So 220 for Deer River will be JoJo Thompson, and for Grand Rapids, Clayton Danielson. Again, you kind of that 220 package can come in a lot of different sizes. So
He doesn't wear 220.
No. The Deer River, that long, lanky. And for Rapids, a little bit more compact. More of your kind of typical when you envision a 220-pounder. Thompson gets a nice takedown there at the beginning. And I hated wrestling those tall,
Lanky,
those tall guys.
long leg, long arms.
I hated it.
The kids that should have been playing basketball because they had that span.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly physically had the gifts and
Yes.
tools for it, but I think regardless of my height, wrestling was probably a sport for me.
Gotcha.
Well, sports involving round balls, really. Pretty good dodgeball player in my
Nice.
day, but
Yeah, but that's back when we actually got to use a real
that's right.
dodgeball.
I know.
Because remember, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Ooh, Thompson. Thought he was going to catch the arm. Ooh. Danielson looking for I don't know. I'm just going by the last names on the program. The match before we had Gus Thompson and Weston Danielson, and here we've got JoJo Thompson and Clayton Danielson. So I don't know if there's some brothers. Okay, I just got. All right, I got
Confirmation.
There we go, from the fans. So we've got a double, 2 weight classes in a row.
That's why we have to have this,
Brother
is
and brother.
because there's three brothers.
There we go, and that's in a lot of sports. You see that in wrestling too. Families, generations, brothers, fathers, sons,
Uncles, brothers.
yeah, all that. and daughters now as well. We're seeing
Absolutely.
more and more daughters as well, which is cool.
We won't talk about that, though. So quick thank you to our sponsors, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club, Pulling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales, ESCO, Great Lakes Office Solutions, Stream Dudes, the Rob and Bob Shower Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center right here in Proctor, Main Street, Audiology Concepts with with 5 locations,
Yes.
Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and also Run Smart Mortgage. So thank you to our sponsors for helping us out to bring these broadcasts to you. Take it away. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
No, not at all. So we did. We got it confirmed. A couple brothers on the team, which is kind of, it's always fun to see.
Cool.
Bragging rights. You got all kinds of things, a little motivation. Yeah. You don't want to be the brother that lost, that didn't perform well. So.
That's a table conversation, a dinner conversation I don't want to have.
No. But Thompson with the armbar, which can be tight. Looks like he's got the other wrist sucked up. So step, looking to turn, gets him to go. Oh boy, I tell you, these Rapids guys are just tough. No quit, even on their back. So Thompson. Oh, he's going to get the three near fall, maintain control, but Danielson not going quietly. short time left here in the second period. Thompson in control.
You got to stand up. This hard chair is starting to kill me.
Yeah, I get it. I was sitting at one of the student desks for a while today, and I get it. They're not fun. So third period, Thompson up 5-0, chooses down. For the stand-up.
Does not look comfortable.
No, not at all. It's not. So we're going to reset here.
Now explain to me that reset.
So when you get into a scramble position, one of those potentially dangerous.
Like the way his ankle and leg was bent there?
Yep,
Gotcha.
exactly. So to prevent any future. Ooh, Thompson with a nice reversal there. They will restart the wrestlers. And then an escape from Weston, 7-1. Ooh, Weston going for a throw there, misses. It's going to be another 2 points for Thompson, who's going to let him go. Back to their feet. Again, you don't always see a lot of this from the big guys. It's kind of fun, though, when you do. Going to their feet. If Danielson is going to make a move, it'll have to be soon. He's going to need a throw. So Thompson have to be wary of that, but there's another 2 for Thompson. Nice takedown. So if he can maintain this 9-point lead, that'll be a nice major decision. Another extra team point. Keeps the pressure on.
10 seconds left here. Feel like I'm at a soccer game.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for a couple quick points at the end here. Oh. Well, Weston with an escape out at the end, which takes it good win. Great victory for Thompson. That was a nice match. But saves Grand Rapids a team point. The 8-point victory instead of a 9.
Grand Rapids, Brendan receives a forfeit.
And our last final match of this duel, heavyweight, Rapids takes a forfeit.
Final score for tonight's match, Deer River 17, Grand Rapids 51.
So again, team score doesn't tell the whole story from the matches that were actually wrestled. Deer River won their fair share. They competed well and they're tough, like I said.
Competed very well.
Yep. Rapids, perennial powerhouse, but not giving up. It looks like we've got a couple more JV matches here at the end. Oftentimes they'll start with JV matches, wrestle the varsity, and then go back to JV. Give these little guys some time.
I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Gotcha. So Wyatt Gullickson, second match against Grand Rapids this evening.
Go Wyatt. Go him, Wyatt. Let's go. Let's fight. Come on, Wyatt. Legs there, Wyatt. Come on. Go, Wyatt.
Nice.
Come on.
Shot attempt by Rapids here. Gullickson fights him off, out of bounds, and we'll reset.
First one, shoot that leg, Wyatt. Sweep there. Gotta move. Gotta move it now, Wyatt. Gotta set it up. Let's go, Wyatt.
It's a nice takedown. 2 points for Rapids.
I've noticed that, did I scare you? I've noticed that you can really tell that the two schools, you can tell that the coaches really have put the influence on the style and the way they do things.
Yep, definitely. I mean, if you go back, I mean, again, different sports, you know, whatever, your teams are known for certain things. And yep, clear stamps. Both these guys have been coaches for a while now. And you know, depending on your coaching style, you tend to favor particular moves, or you know, you're more offensive or defensive. But yeah, yep. So again, you're picking up quite a bit from. You claim to be a wrestling novice, but you're seeing a lot of those things. So it's.
Well, you know, I try to pay attention. You know, that whole thing, learn something new every day.
That's what they say.
To try to be even more smart than I was yesterday. You like my English there?
I did.
That's good. I did that
stuff.
Just for you.
Good stuff.
In case those that are listening don't understand, he's an English teacher, so I try to use improper English every now and again.
I've become numb to it as much as I hear it during the day from students. It's. Oh, he's got some near foul points here. Gets a turn. Oh, Gullickson fights out of there.
Well, I got to tell you, this is a totally different idea. Is if you have really is like nails on a chalkboard, you like it is with most English, you should see some of the things because the software that we use.
Oh yeah.
There's some of the things that you'll put in that you know is 100% spelled right and 100% grammatically correct.
Yep.
And it'll tell you it's wrong.
Oh yeah.
And you just go, are you serious?
Yeah.
It'll drive you batty. Like apparently it doesn't know how to spell ideology. It always tells me it's wrong.
Oh well. At least, I mean, one of you should know.
Well, I know because my wife has been working in it for 20 plus years.
So looks like they stopped it there. Go locked hands. You can't full Nelson there by Rapids. So point for Gullickson. One more period.
Who's the crazy man?
You have to be more specific.
Oh, no, I don't read it that way. Sorry, I almost take everything I see or say as like a movie quote.
Oh, okay.
And when he was hopping around, the young man from Deer River was hopping around, who's the crazy man? From me, myself, and Irene. It's just it's a bad habit.
Jim Carrey action.
Oh,
yeah.
Great movie.
So, again, a classic move by Rapids here at Cradle. We've seen a lot of it tonight. We've seen it again here. Not a fun position to be in, but again, Gullickson fights it off. Nice job. So again, boy, down 4-1, 5-1, going in the third period, you get turned into a Cradle. Some guys would just sort of pack it in, call it a night, but Wyatt fights it off and keeps going. He's got a minute left, and I've seen matches swing with a lot less time than 45 seconds. So
it's that old analogy, anything can happen in a short amount of time.
Yes.
So it's getting a little cool in here. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I just, now that you say that, I'm feeling kind of a brisk breeze blowing across the shoulders here.
Now, it was negative 31 on my drive in this morning.
Okay.
And that was not a wind chill. That was the air temp.
That's going to end it there. I think that's maybe our last match. Oh, no, looks like we maybe got another JV match coming up. So Rapids wins that one 9-1. Yeah, I mean, it might be my fault. I was just beginning to think. I don't know if I ever said it out loud, but I was beginning to think that we may just escape this winter with.
Oh, so it is it's your fault.
And then here we are in, day 4 or 5 with a couple left to go.
Old man Winter heard you, whether it was mental or not. Sit down.
That's true.
Hold my soda.
So quick takedown attempt here.
The biggest thing I've noticed from the Grand Rapids wrestlers from the JV through the varsity is that, compared to Deer River at least, super aggressive. Like, in it to win it, let's go right now. The minute he says wrestle, they're all over it.
Yeah, a lot of quick takedown, I mean, attempts, and that can work in your favor, that can backfire on you. But again, it's kind of that style, and that's not to say, ooh, that was a pretty move. Nice takedown. But again, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of teams come with a style from top down, JV to varsity, young to old.
Did you say I was right?
I did.
Would you share that with my missus?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
I knew you'd be there for me.
Whatever form of communication would be most. Ooh, turns to his back. So, talked to Grand Rapids doing a lot of Kratos, but here's one from Deer River.
That form of would be in writing would be the best because then I'd have it for
Gotcha.
for historical purposes.
Yes, for sure. Kind of hate myself. I just said for sure.
For sure.
But
for sure,
it's out there now.
We've got it forever.
Yes. Well, hold on, if we can just readjust here. So Rapids are going to take Deer River going to take a 5-2 lead in the second period. And again, as you were mentioning, that aggressiveness can pay off sometimes. You get a quick takedown, or you can be a little bit too aggressive and put yourself in a bad position, and Deer River capitalized on that. So. Again, as you hear some coaches yelling, you know it's coming, is like you said, often, especially teams who see each other this much and who have a style, you often do know it's coming. But if you're good enough at it, sometimes you can't stop it. It doesn't matter whether you know or not.
It's what they say.
And again, second time we've seen this move from Deer River. Nice reversal. Looking for some near fall points here. There it is. It's a 5 count. Well, I don't know. It's like they're.
Well, the heater feels like, but by the time it gets to us, it's like it's cold.
So it's just the distance it has
It's
to
just
travel.
the distance, yeah. I mean, I'm about to put my stocking cap back on.
So a really nice reversal and near fall combo from Deer River there. Yeah, well, when I walked in, I was surprised at how warm it was. Maybe we got to put another quarter in the machine. I don't know.
Maybe now without that quarter, it's blowing colder instead of warm.
Right.
Fans, after these JV matches, we're going to take a break. We're going to hear from a few of our sponsors. Because, again, without our sponsors, we're not able to bring you these broadcasts.
Hey, nice pin there. Quick turn. Got the pin. So Rapids, Deer River is going to end with an exclamation point. That looks like it is the final match. Looks like teams are getting ready to go. So typically they'd walk across the mat, shake hands, but in these times they just, okay, wait, let me stand, okay, I was wrong. We've got at least one more match here. I'm just going to wait till they're actually done before I continue to say, it's like this third time. It's going to be, oh, they just said final JV match, okay, so now I got it. Oh boy, of course they had to have this. Sam Villanova Soul.
Where you at?
What do you think?
Where you at? Which team?
Rapids.
Right here. Yeah, Villanova Soul.
Let's go with that.
We think we're correct. We're sorry if we butchered it. If you're watching from home,
did. Yep.
I apologize that he butchered it. I followed his lead.
That's right. Thank you for that.
They don't call me the best color in the business for no reason. We can't have fun doing it.
What kind of awards do they hand out end of the season for broadcast for high school sport broadcasting in the local area?
We don't have any students doing it. I mean,
so they're ineligible, is what you're saying?
Well. No, we could come up with something.
What's the radio equivalent of the Emmy and the Oscar?
I don't know.
The Tony? What?
The rail. The spike.
Well, I don't want it to be. A self-giving. That'd be nice to be recognized.
No, we could self-give.
We could.
Yeah, we could have our own award show.
Kind of like if you're a fan of The Office, the Dundies.
I cannot get into it. I just can't.
Well. You're lost. There's a nice takedown by Rapids here.
I've been told that about that and Seinfeld. Two shows I can't get into.
I don't think any less of you as a person.
You say that now?
Well, not because of that. Let me clarify. For a tight waist here, and it is exactly what it sounds like.
Well, he can get a flip on that coin, can't he?
It's practice, but yeah, it's nice. A lot of neutral, choosing to go neutral here, which is what I often did in high school, but mostly because I had no ground game. It was really a lack of of a better alternative, but I've seen it chosen here a bunch tonight, which again is kind of fun. It was sort of my style of wrestling, so I'm surprised. I teed it up. I'll just attribute it. You're just too cold.
It was too late by that time. Again, fans, after this last JV match, we'll have
nice takedown by the Rapids.
What is it, a 25-minute?
Something like that. We'll have to
clean the mats,
let them dry a little bit. And I would imagine we'll probably get going. Let's say about 25, 30 minutes. We'll get going as soon as we can. There's been plenty of time between varsity matches, so that really shouldn't be an issue. It'll mostly be about cleaning the mat, letting it dry. Just can't quite.
Well, who's trying to get up and over there? Is that Deer River or is that Grand Rapids? That last one.
Rapids.
Okay.
Yep, and they're kind of switched tactics there, but quick pin. There you go. And that will do it.
That should do it.
Yes, that should do it. So quite a few matches, a lot of good action there.
Really like this Deer River coach over here. the young man came off a little unhappy with it, probably with his performance. And the coaches told him, usually it's about that coaching piece of, this, that, and the other thing. But he made it about, hey, but you did this and that well.
Yep.
So it's just I love that type
Little
of coaching.
touches, sure. Yep.
He's not holding kid gloves, but at the same time, he's taking negatives and making positives, so the kid learns.
Sure.
Absolutely, that's super cool. So that will do it for Grand Rapids and Deer River. We'll now get ready for Grand Rapids and the Proctor Hermantown United. We're going to take a quick break, catch a bunch of commercials from our sponsors, and we'll be back right after that.
Why just plan to graduate when you can graduate with a plan? Here at Proctor High School, we know there's more than one track to graduation, and we want to provide opportunities for every student to grow and succeed. As high school students, we crave real-world, authentic experiences. And when we are interested in what we're learning, we feel more empowered to build the skills we need for what comes next. There's a transformation happening inside Proctor High School that is making way for a new approach to how we think about and plan our academic career. It's called Proctor Pathways, and it's just the ticket to exploring and aligning our interests with future career and education opportunities. A pathway is a series of courses we can take to be more prepared for further study, training, or work opportunities within a specific career field. It gives us the opportunity to job shadow, learn from guest speakers, and work with real companies on real projects while fulfilling graduation requirements. By partnering with local organizations, these 4 Proctor Pathways are tightly linked to in-demand local and national careers. Health Sciences and Human Services. Grow your desire in making a positive impact on the future health and well-being of our diverse and complex society. Arts, Global Communication, and Information Systems. Foster your creativity, innovation, and expression while exploring different ways to apply those well-rounded skills in life after high school. Design, engineering, and manufacturing technologies. Feel empowered to step into the role of an engineer, adopt a problem-solving mindset, and make the leap from dreamer to doer. Business, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Explore the varying types of business while gaining communication and marketing skills to thrive in today's business world. The idea is for students to be future-focused, think about what careers might interest them, then find which pathway and classes they could take to build skills around their interests. Pathways is not about locking students into a single track. It's opening our minds to all the possibilities. Deeply explore a topic in one pathway, or expose yourself to different courses in multiple pathways. Whatever your goal for after high school, Proctor Pathways is here to help students train for tomorrow and find the right track toward a successful future.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
Renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
For yesterday.
If
If we all don't mask up, we will continue to have to perform in front of empty auditoriums.
If we all don't mask up, we will continue to have to play in front of empty gyms.
If we all don't mask up, we will continue to have to compete in front of empty stands.
If we don't all mask up, we will again not be able to celebrate our graduation in person.
If we don't all mask up, showing up will not be an option. So,
mask up to show up.
Yeah, me too. Top rope with big old ball. Oh, trust me, that's not going to happen because if you take off running, I am not running after you. The only way I'm running is because I run faster scared than you do mad. That's the only time I'm running.
You and I are out in the woods and bear attack.
I only have to outrun. No, see, in that case, I got to outrun you, and I'm going to outrun you one way or another. Tripping, rocks, sticks, whatever. One way or another. I didn't say I was faster than you.
Can you throw a rock and hit me?
I can. I am. I'll get the stride and just go. Don't chase him up. Don't run up a tree. Can't believe I left my
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Proctor Indoor, our turf facility here in Proctor. We want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. As you can see there on the screen, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club, Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53, Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales, ESCO, Great Lakes Office Solutions, Superior, Stream Dudes, the Rob and Bob Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and Lensmart Mortgage. We want to make sure we thank all of them, because again, without them, we can't do this. Also, thank you, welcome into the Proctor faithful, and also to those from Grand Rapids that are joining us. Welcome in. We're glad to have you here. Dan, we're having fun. Am I too loud?
No.
Oh, you're trying to hear up there.
Okay, so Justin, that was almost perfect. Like, you timed it out, but we go due to some injuries and holes. There's going to be some forfeits all the way up to 132, and that's where we're going to start the varsity action tonight. So for Proctor Hermantown, we've got Robert Lexo, and Grand Rapids, I believe.
You said 132?
132, yeah.
All right, let's rock and roll.
I believe, again, for those of you listening out there, if I got this wrong, but I think it's Phil Keenan. And that's going to be 2 points for Robert. So, yeah, Robert looking with the optional start here, going to let him go.
Now, why would we do that?
As opposed to just starting both up and
or going down.
Well, again, Robert's strength is on his feet, so he prefers to be there, gets a takedown, and work something from there. So sometimes the guys will do that optional start, and you saw what he kind of tried to do. As the guy started to come up, maybe you can try and catch him in a move. So if you get lucky, you catch a guy at big points. If not, no loss. You're back to where you like to be.
Gotcha.
You're most comfortable anyway.
And this is why you are the best color man in the business. But wait, you're doing play-by-play, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I was trying to horn in on your action earlier, the color, and I'm sorry. I'll stick to what I do.
I don't know that anything I'm saying is color commentary except for asking questions so I can try to get smarter. But
and Robert trying to throw, but again ends up one of those type win-win. If you hit it, big points. If not, you still get your 2 and you're in control. Of course, it doesn't always work out that way, but it did, and if you do it right.
So now, why down now instead of the same way?
It didn't seem to work. Robert tried different tactic, maybe going for another move here. And as they were down, Robert, you may have noticed something, kind of feel something. Again, those experienced wrestlers, you take stock of your opponent. All right, I might be able to work this move in.
Gotcha.
Oop. That was a quick period. Robert's choice, probably going to neutral. No, go. Yep, going to start both up. So again, Robert, few looks at his opponent. Must be pretty confident he can get another takedown here. Again, Robert dropped that really close one there at the end, his first match, so he's probably not in a good mood. Robert, known for being a little cranky sometimes.
What?
And a loss never helps, so. No, Robert, pretty good-natured kid, but uber competitive. One of those kids who can, flip the switch. You step on the court, step on the mat, and he changes, which is hard to coach.
He's just so quick.
He's so quick, and again, he can adjust and recover from mistakes.
Less than a minute left here, second period. Period?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, one of those things, my dad always made a big deal of this distinguishing between speed and quickness. And Robert is definitely quick. Oop. So again, Grand Rapids kind of figuring Robert out a little bit too, adjusting to some of his techniques. Ooh, low single here, attempts. Rapids blocks it. Out of bounds. Could be Rapids' choice. I assume he'll go down, and he does. So we're going to start, try and work something, eat up some time here. But there's the escape. So Robert, 1 second. Or sorry, I'll apply one, not 1 second. We're going to look for a takedown here.
I love the look on his face there. The contemplation of where are we going to go with this look.
Yeah.
This is my mat look.
Yeah, and that is Robert. He is and he had that walking in the room as an 8th grader with zero experience, which again is fun to see.
The young man from Grand Rapids has got some amazing leg strength, though, because every time Robert's gone for that leg, he just straightens it out, and there's just nothing he can do.
And out of bounds there. And again, that's just, I mean, a testament to the coaches, the workouts, the conditioning that they do at Rapids. And I tell you, honestly, not that I remember every kid from Rapids, but this is not a young man that I remember seeing much of. Ooh, Robert looking for a takedown here. He's in a good position. If he can turn, get your 2. Stick his head in the side there. Get your head in the side, Robert. Looking for a cradle. He's in good, but there we go. Nice turn, Robert. Oh, that's tight. Nice pin. Way to finish the match there. Good start.
With that win, Robert Laszlo has just reached his 50th career varsity win.
Oh, that's awesome. If you didn't hear that, nice milestone for Robert, 50th career win. Which is, I mean, any win in wrestling is good, but it's sort of the threshold where they start counting. They go 50 and then 75 upwards onto
At 138 pounds for Grand Rapids.
100, so that's really cool. Great milestone to see.
138?
138. So we have got Gabe Castleman for Proctor Hermantown and see Zach Wilkie from Grand Rapids. This will be a real good test for Gabe. Wilkie and his brother, very accomplished wrestlers. This will be a good matchup. Gabe had a really nice match earlier in the night. Good defense there. Oh, he's in tight, looking for a. There's a take. Ooh, nice, good defense. There we go. Great scramble. No points awarded yet, and Gabe comes out on top of that. That is textbook scrambling. You keep move. So Gabe turned in what could have been bad news for him and turned it into 2 points. And that is an aspect of Gabe's wrestling that has really come along. Even last year, Gabe wouldn't have felt comfortable enough to do that. And it's just one of those things you feel. You kind of, and it looks crazy and it looks wild, but that's calculated. And it's all about feel. And Gabe rolled through with it. So there's 1 point escape, but it's really cool to see. And Gabe missed the first week or 2 of the season, but you talk about guys who have breakout years, and this is Gabe's last year, and it looks like he really is finally putting it all together. as they say, again, not to use another sports cliche, but he has. He's become a much more complete wrestler. And again, that stuff is so hard to coach. You just have to practice and start to get the feel, and he's really putting it together here. So takedown there by Wilkie. It's going to be the end of the first period. Great period for both wrestlers.
And with that, we want to make sure again that we welcome in our Proctor Hermantown faithful. Sorry, I think I said that earlier and left it as just Proctor. I do apologize. The Proctor Hermantown faithful.
I didn't catch that.
I do apologize to those watching, but also welcome into the Grand Rapids folks. We are in the 1:38 here, second period.
Yep.
And I'll turn it back over to Tanner. Just wanted to thank everybody for being here.
So early on, Wilkie looking for the escape. Nice mat return by Gabe. Stay in position. Good. Wilkie back up. Oh, he's going to give him the escape. Loss of control there. So we'll start back on our feet.
Man, I tell you, as an old guy, I look at all this jerking of the head and the hands and the shoulders, and I go, no, thank you, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, at the last couple of years, I mean, it wasn't so bad. A lot of these guys were pretty small, and I could, just toss them around, and now they're all my size or bigger. And boy, after a season, the shoulders are just.
I bet.
So this year, not coaching, not practicing every day with these guys, my shoulders feel a lot better. But yeah, you're definitely right. They're cranking on the head and neck. Either wrestler establishing control here. Wilkie in the better position, but Gabe, no points yet. And there it is. There's the takedown. Oh, nice cross face there.
Gotta get me one of these Proctor Hermantown United sweatshirts.
You like those, eh?
I do.
The warm-ups or the
polo? Are these warm-ups or polo or like a sweatshirt?
Which those are part of the uniform. Those are warm-ups.
I want one of those.
Well, we probably have a couple bigger ones that none of our heavyweights are using at this moment.
Yeah, I won't be giving it back. That might be a problem.
I think it's one of those ask, don't tell, ask for forgiveness rather than
beg
permission.
forgiveness and ask permission. Yeah, I'm with you.
Situations.
I've been married for 21 years. Don't tell her my secret.
Right. All right, going into the third period. Gabe's down 2-6. Wilkie looking for a cradle here, but there he goes. Gabe fights it off. Looks to build his base, reestablish his defensive position so he can get to work here. But again, Zach Wilkie wrestled for a long time. But again, Gabe not out of it yet. He's got a minute to go. Got control of that wrist. See if he can use that to his advantage here.
Just so tiring.
Yeah, again, that bottom position again. I mean, I said carrying the weight again, and I mean that's really what you're trying to do and have to do on the bottom there. Ooh, Gabe trying to kind of modified Granby there.
I hear Coach Mack say a fresh start. But after being on that bottom for so long, is it really a fresh start?
Well, fresh start in the sense that, whatever position you're in, you kind of get out of it. But yeah, I mean, tiring. There we go. Oh, ooh. And that's one of the biggest changes I see in Gabe from the previous seasons to this. There's that fire there, that drive, that competition. Again, one of those things you just nice reversal there. It's going to make it close. Gabe's going to have to get a turn here. But again, one of those things that's just so hard to coach. But I think, it comes with confidence, and Gabe is wrestling with new confidence. This is a guy who's Gabe's wrestled before, and Gabe's lost to pretty handily. And right here at the end. So again, a great match. Looks like Gabe is probably going to end up on the losing side, but again, tough wrestling. See a lot of good things, and again, it's false start there. There'll be a caution for Gabe. You get one freebie, and Rapids just goes to sprout out defensive position. So a lot of good things there from Gabe. And the rest of that's previously beat him. And this will be another great matchup. So Zach Wilkie's brother, Dusty Wilkie, is going to be at 145, wrestling Zach McPhee.
Next at 145 for Proctor Hermantown, Zach McPhee, and for Grand Rapids, Dusty Wilkie.
So Dusty Wilkie, Grand Rapids, and Zach McPhee, Proctor Hermantown.
Seen a lot of Grand Rapids this last week and a half between basketball, wrestling, and hockey tonight also with the Mirage.
Is that is that an intentional thing? Just kind of how it works out? The
I
teams
just think it, with how they had to do all the rescheduling and everything after the start, don't start, shorten, don't shorten. I just think it's kind of how it happened.
So Dusty Wilkie, state qualifier, I think twice already. Zach has been one match away a couple times. Interesting. So Zach's older brother Alex actually wrestled Dusty back in the day when they were both at 106, and Alex has gotten a little bit bigger. So kind of fun to see Zach have a try with Dusty here. But this will be one of those matches where there's a lot of, move, counter move things. So you hear them shouting, shot, reshot. So again, it's again, as soon as you're pointing, Zach working for a double here, but again, Dusty Wilkie got those long legs.
Strong legs. That's that old theory we were talking about in between matches with Coach Mack about, all I have to do is outrun the bear. I don't know that with legs like that. I don't know that I even have a shot to outrun. So
yeah. And again, I tell you, both the McPhees, but Zach in particular, you find that you get in these scramble situations where it's like you can't tell if it's good or bad. And there, Wilkie gets the takedown. And again, I think I've said it before. Zach would always tell you he knew exactly what he was doing, and I mean, he's probably not really always wrong, but we've got some blood from one of the wrestlers here. Again, sometimes it's hard to tell. It's like neither.
So again, we'll be back on air starting Monday when the girls basketball team, let's see, what did I say? That's the Monday the 15th, right? Boys basketball with Denfeld. Tuesday will be girls basketball versus Moose Lake. Boys hockey versus Cloquet. Thursday will be boys swimming, and that'll round out next week, and then we'll jump into the final 2-week stretch, 2.5-week stretch of the winter broadcasting schedule before playoffs start.
So nice escape there by Zach. Quick grand bead for the 1-point escape. But I tell you, for as long as it took the winter season to start, and now it's gone really quick though.
It really has.
I mean, but cool that they, that the high school league decided that they're going to allow some postseason tournaments to happen.
Yeah, I was listening to some of their ideas and what they're doing, like with wrestling, going to be in like 4 different locations. Same with basketball. Same with hockey.
Okay, so they're going to do that for all sports.
Yeah, they're going to just kind of spread it out, and they're going to have.
Zach looking for a takedown here, kind of in a scramble position, but. Again, that's just experience being on the mat, not panicking. On the edge of the mat here, got to keep him on. Oh, and they're off.
He was trying.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, it just it's gone so quick, and then like I know hockey's gonna break it down to have. It's basically going to be like 3.5 weeks worth of playoffs.
Oh, really?
Where they're going to have,
way out, huh?
yeah, so that they can have less at the different locations.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a 2-day deal. It's going to be like a 2.5 or like 2 weekends and then like a couple of weeknights.
Okay. Well, and it's sad in some ways. Just the tradition down at the X. I mean, the venue is part of the appeal, but
absolutely,
I think most of those kids would choose to have it somewhere else and still be able to have it than not have it at all. So
agreed. Well, I would just like to hope that they had it so that, I could take the broadcast down there and be able to broadcast from down there again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we do. We've been doing that almost every year.
And, oh, boy. Okay, they do give him the takedown. Again, that's one of those close calls right at the edge. So Zach gets a very last-second takedown, about as last second as you could get. Goes up 3-2 in the third period. Wilkie chooses down.
Great match again. We talked about it in that first go-around with Deer River and how, like you were talking about, some of these matches may seem boring.
Yep.
But just to watch the defensive tactics, the technical piece of defense between the two of them is just fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Looks like must be some blood time again. But, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And so, again, not high scoring, but definitely a lot happening there.
Right. They're looking for blood from somewhere, but they can't seem to find any. It's like an Easter egg hunt with blood.
So this match likely, it's hard to say where either guy will end up if they'll both be at this weight class, but Zach going for something big here. But again, Zach started on top in control, so there's no points. But this match could have some seeding implications for postseason tournaments. They take all that into account, matches against each other. Looks like Wilkie might.
Well, if he's got that leg, though,
there he goes.
So he can't get around.
They gave Wilkie the reversal, it looks like.
They did.
The score, Zach trying to reversal of his own. All right, so Zach now down by 1. About 30 seconds left to make something happen, get an escape, get a reversal. But again,
reversal and escape.
Yep. That's true. Escape ties it up. Reversal would put Zach in the lead again. Running out of time, down to 15. Zach gonna have to make something move or make something happen really quick here. 10 seconds. And that's how it's gonna end.
Didn't seem like he had much left.
Nope. So Wilkie wins. That's a tough matchup. Again, these two could very well see each other in the postseason.
So 3 for that?
Yep, 3 team points there. Just going to skip a couple. We are open until
52, Grand Rapids, Katie Lehman receives a forfeit.
forfeit at 152. I think that's actually might be it for our varsity here.
Grand Rapids, I apologize. At 160, Grand Rapids, Brady Jones receives a forfeit.
But I think we've got some JV matches coming up here.
At 170, Trevor Sessinger from Grand Rapids receives a forfeit. At 182 pounds, Grand Rapids, Weston Danielson receives a forfeit. At 195 pounds, Grand Rapids, Matt Rayla receives a forfeit. At 220 pounds, Grand Rapids, Clayton Danielson receives a forfeit.
So we're just going through the upper weights here with Rapids
Heavyweights, Grand Rapids, Noah Brendan receives a forfeit.
taking their forfeits.
So again, those scores really don't reflect, what really happened here tonight. Just like in with the Deer River and Grand Rapids matchup, it's just that they've got bodies at every weight class, and we don't.
Yeah, and that's it. But and more often, if you'd break down the box score and look at that, we typically, win at least as many matches as we lose, and often more. So some JV action here. We got Landon Lacoe, and I'm sorry I missed it for Rapids here, but.
Well, we're done here, folks. If you're interested, if you're a Proctor or a Hermantown faithful, tune in to Mirage Hockey is on another stream right here on our channel. You can check that out. They're playing Grand Rapids tonight. Matter of fact, I think I'll pull that up and see what we have for a score going on right now.
That should be a pretty good game. Usually pretty competitive between those two teams.
Absolutely.
So Rapids up early, 2-0 in the first period here. Some JV match.
All right, I'm not seeing that we're live for hockey. Should have started long ago.
Yeah.
But it shows that it's live here, so.
Oh, nice move there by Rapids. But no near fall. Couldn't keep him on his back. Gonna try the same move again. Again with that move.
Oh, there it is. Had it way down here. It's crazy. So it looks like it is after one. It is 3-0 or 3-1 Mirage.
All right. So continue. They've been on a tear this season so far.
Yeah, always a quality club there. Good thing we caught that because it just disappeared.
Yeah. So there's Landon up there. Finally, about the 5th time's the charm here for Rapids in that move. Getting some near foul points off from it now. There we go. Again, Landon's first year, and you can see he's starting to put some things together. Does some things really well. Some areas to work on still, but it's what you would expect from a first-year guy. And again, the fight's there. There's no quit in Landon, so that's good to see too. Three more near fall for Rapids.
3-1. Roger up 3-1. You're running out of steam. I think you got to work tomorrow.
Oh, it's Friday, I guess, right?
It is.
All right, Landon showing a little bit of scramble here at the end of the second period. Got a half Nelson here, can fight it off. No points there. All right, so Landon's got his work cut out for him, but 1 period to do it again. Big things can happen, takes one move. Rapids is going to choose down. Getting caution, the top guy has to wait till the bottom guy is set, and ref gives the okay. But again, nothing. We usually don't get too worried about that. The guy's ready to go.
Is that a young guy type of thing?
Yeah,
They just got to get used to that. Hey, wait a minute, take that breath until the official says go ahead.
Exactly, yep. There we go. There's a little bit of fight from Landon. They're working for a half here. But, boy, Rapids going back to that roll through. But, there we go. Landon figured it out. It's a reversal there.
That cannot feel good.
No. Well, yeah, you get the head in those ribs. It's locked up. Well, oh, there we go. See Landon fighting it off there, doing his best too. Again, got to the edge of the mat. That's one take mat awareness. Just like court awareness, all those other things. Know where you are on the mat. Get yourself in a bad position. If you can get off the mat, you can reset here. There we go, almost caught him. And again, these are things that you see from somebody who's new to the sport. And again, you can see he's almost caught him there. But again, wrestling's one of those things where you practice, you get ready for moves, and you practice against moves, and then some guy throws something at you that you've never seen before, and
it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they call a technical fall. If you're up by 15 points, they stop the match. So, which is 15 points. But again, it always sucks to lose. But again, from what I've seen of Landon, that's just going to drive him, and he never quit that whole time. So. Those are all things that you can't coach. You can teach guys moves.
So now this is a varsity player that just got a win on a forfeit for Grand Rapids. How does that work? Then they come in so that they can just at least get a match because they drove all the way over here since he got 2 forfeits?
Yeah. Usually, I mean, I don't. It's kind of one of those things that technically you're not really supposed to do, but most coach, rather than, like you said, you'd rather have your guy get a match.
Then drive over here and not get. Yeah, I get that.
Yep. So Quinn, second-year guy for us. Trevor Snetzinger from Grand Rapids. He's one of those kids that I've seen kind of come up through the youth ranks and make it into high school now, and he's grown up for sure. He's a solid.
He's a stocky young man.
Solid-looking kid. There, nice takedown there. Quinn told me the other day, I was talking to him, having him class this semester, and the students are back this week in hybrid form to Proctor, so it's nice to see him face to face.
Oh, it's been awesome.
But he was saying how he's never wrestled a 6-minute match. He's either pinned his opponent or been pinned. So we'll see what he can do tonight.
I'd have been right there where he threw that arm bar across and hit me in the chin. I'd have just went to sleep. I'd have been like, no, I'm good. It's like Chad Brennan and I were talking the other day, taking a line out of grown-ups. I'm so done. You want to fake an injury? Yeah, okay. Oh, cramp. I'd have been done right there.
That's well. Yeah, I've yet to see it in high. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've seen it once in a while in high school, but reffing little kids is just it's a blast, but it's also fun. I mean, they're screaming and crying, and you never know if they're really hurt or kind of hurt, but it's just one injury after another, or perceived injuries, you know. Screaming as if their leg has been ripped off, but they really. And Quinn survives. No points there. He's going to be down 2-0.
Schnabel.
Quinn, yes, Schnabel. Second-year guy for us. His dad actually wrestled in college. We didn't know that. Last year he just came into the room. His brother plays basketball, so.
Yes, I say his name a lot lately.
Yep. And he just very casually, I was asking him about it. His dad, he's like, "Oh, I think my dad wrestled in college." And it turns out he's like this, like D1 wrestler. I mean, like big time wrestler. And Quinn didn't really know, and we got the scoop from his dad. And in fact, he was, yeah. So comes. I don't know if the sport can really be in the genes, but it's there.
He'll try.
He gets into a again, that move, that cradle from Rapids. They do it well. So there you go, again.
But he's just stocky, man.
Yeah.
Look at that young man walk off the mat.
He's solid. And again, you know, you're trying to do a takedown on those legs, that's something.
Our last match of the evening for Proctor Hermantown Maven.
Basignana? Not Bazinga, I like to call him Bazinga.
Bazinga.
He's not a big fan.
Yeah, I've got Maven. I've actually had Maven as a student 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
So I've got him again this semester with our 8th grade seminar.
Oh, okay, fun. And Maven is one of those kids where he came last year, first year, he wrestled about 126. This year, about 160. So hit the growth spurt. And boy, I mean, you can run into some really good wrestlers at 126, but you jump 40 pounds and a muscle, and at this weight, typically you get some bad dudes. Yeah, this is a JV match for him, but again, Quinn, boy, Rapids, they do it well. They do a lot of things. They're just solid. But Maven and Quinn both second-year guys, and again putting it together another season or two, and they'll be quality varsity wrestlers for us.
Absolutely.
And that wraps it up.
That does it, man. That takes us all the way out to the parking lot, if you will. So, you know,
Ted's gonna go warm up my car for me.
Wait, hold on. No, that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go warm up my car so that I can come back in and then clean up everything, and then I can go back to the school and hope my phone is there. That's my hopes.
Let's hope so.
And I'm hoping there's been no family emergencies or anything like that I don't know about because of it. So, but we'll get that figured out. So, fans, on behalf of myself and Tanner, we want to make sure, again, we thank our sponsors, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Willis Trailer Sales, ESCO, Great Lakes Office Solutions in Superior, also Stream Dudes, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, right here, Main Street, Proctor, Ideology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, in Burnsville, and Lensamart Mortgage. Again, without our sponsors and our students that are at other events that are running cameras and running machines and things, we can't do this. And again, without people like yourself and Chad Brenna and Glenn Gilderman and Gundy and all those guys that help us with either play-by-play or color commentary of the sport, we can't do this either. So a huge thank you to all of you also.
Happy to do it. I've got the easy part, so.
You do. You're the talent. You get to show up and you get to leave. You don't have to set anything up or tear anything down. It's a good thing for you.
Yeah, it's worked out well.
Very cool. Well, hey, thanks for being here again tonight. And we'll see if we can fit another one on the schedule.
Sweet.
Very cool. Well, again, on behalf of myself and Tanner, thanks for stopping by. Again, we'll be live next Monday with boys basketball, live from the rail yard. Again, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.